talking. It's a casual thing. I'm gonna put the what up, people? I'm about to do the little intro real quick. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Veve Bros. I'm Grandison Crawford.
I'm Tony. Get the Omi.
And we are here live with Veve Vibes. Say what up.
What up? What's good?
Veve Vibes in the building.
We vibing it up. You got Tony the Omi hyped right now. All right. So
like he's a vibe right now. Look at the lights. That boy, I know. Here.
He said the mood right.
That's how you bring them over to you bring the chicks over to your crib with that shit on?
Oh yeah, I turn it on. They get blinded a little bit, but I'm like, let's just turn it down a little bit.
I like how you set it high every time they come over first, just to blind them a little bit.
Oh yeah, just to blind them a little bit. Yeah, rest your eyes right here.
Yeah. We got somebody already in. What up, Journey?
My boy Journey. What's goody?
But before we got on live, we were talking a little bit about XCOM, real fun games, turn-based strategy. Are you a gamer, Veve Vibes?
I've always been a big gamer. Like I have 3 brothers, so there's 4 of us total. So I have 2 older and 1 younger. We played a ton of video games. Our first console was the Sega Genesis, I believe, and so we're playing on that. We're playing. We're playing mostly Sonic. We're playing. There's like a Power Rangers fighting game. There's like an X-Men game.
Yo, Sega got the hardest games, bro. That's why Sega came and went, bro. Them games was hard as hell on Sega, bro.
What game did you play on Sega, Tony? Get the Omi?
I played Sonic for sure. Never finished Sonic.
Okay.
I played Lion King on that shit.
I was gonna say Lion King hard as fuck.
I played 7-Up. I don't know if y'all remember 7-Up.
Yeah. Yes. I remember that game where you'd be the 7-Up man and you go around jumping and stuff.
Yeah, that shit was hard.
Man,
Sonic was hard, bro. We got Veve Vibes in the building, though, bro. Let's go, bro.
Yeah, let's go. Veve Vibes.
Veve YouTube game, bro. We got you into YouTube and on Veve for Veve, bro.
What got me into it?
Yeah.
So what got me into at least Veve in general, I had a friend and my brother kind of tell me about it a couple times, and I was like, all right, what is all this stuff? They're like, oh, NFTs and this and that. And then I started literally the week before, I think like a day or 2 before Golden Moments happened. So they already announced Homer and Bart and like the Golden Moments and all that stuff.
Oh, wow.
And so I went into it. I put some money in and then didn't get the Homer and Bart. I did get an Elsa on drop and I ended up selling it. This is the first time I've ever done this shit. So it's like I sold it, I think 3 days later because I really wanted to go for Walt. Because I was oh, Walt. And I actually landed Walt. I was freaking out. I'm like, dude, I actually got a Walt. And so I actually ended up, I knew what I was doing because, at least in the sense of, I used to do, this isn't the first time I've actually sold and traded like digital assets for like real life money. So I used to do Team Fortress 2 hat trading, like all the unusual hats and all that stuff. Like that was a whole economy and all that stuff. So I've actually made like a few $1,000s like doing that where I spent a ton of time and just flipping and just understanding market value. So that's why it's like, all right, this isn't that much different than that. I think I could do this, but like I need some liquidity in the market before I can really understand it, right? And I didn't have like thousands of dollars just to put in, so I was like, you know what? I know Walt can go up much higher, but I'm gonna sell Walt for like 9.5K. So I sold them, and I just started buying all kinds of shit. I was buying like independent artist stuff and comic books, and Marvel this and DC that, and just to see what would perform the best in the market. So I just did that for like 3 months. And I was just constantly flipping stuff. Some stuff I could flip sooner, some stuff I could flip later. I was flipping a ton of the like Pitbull hoverboards. I was flipping a ton of the some independent artists, just making money that way. And I was actually kind of keeping up in step with like Walt, because Walt was going up in price like ridiculous values, but I was like kind of keeping up with its value by just flipping a lot. But eventually it just like ran away, and like my vault value ended up being like, I don't know, like 25 or 30K, but like Walt was at 40. And in hindsight, it's like, all right, could I got him more just holding Walt? Sure, but I wouldn't have gotten all the experience of like, all right, I know these NFTs are trash and pretty like not necessarily trash, but just like very not popular.
Not Walt. Not Walt.
It's not Walt. So it's like I put my time in the market, and I just And ever since then, that's kind of all it's been. So, and I would say my other big win too was Steamboat Willie, ultra rare on the drop. So I rode that all the way up to 10K and all the way down to like 900 or whatever the hell it's at right now. So
Oh,
like,
damn.
Dang.
I mean, who would have thought that the move to make was to sell all your shit in January and then like just don't touch anything for 6 months? Who would have thought that's the move? But no one thought that. Everyone was mooning January.
So my account went up to like the value was like 60K or something like that. And then like a couple weeks later it was 90, and then it got all the way up to like 115K. And I rode most of it up and most of it down. I was just like, well, I don't know, it could keep going up. You know how that is?
Yeah. There's no way it's gonna keep going down. It's gonna plateau. It's gonna moon. It's all gonna happen.
What up, Dino Lang? How you doing?
Dino.
Yo, Daniel Marquez. He was on yesterday. He commented yesterday about the video. Apparently, he saw that you'd be on today, so he got ahead of the game. Daniel.
Oh yeah, we got to catch up on it.
Yeah, we got to catch up on
Daniel. Type some. What we got to catch up on, my guy?
Spatial stuff, baby.
Oh, spatial. Yeah, I've actually tapped in. I heard a little bit more about spatial. Oh yeah, they had an AMA earlier. I only got a little piece of it though. I didn't get to catch.
They got legs now. Have you been keeping up with spatial? Veve
I have no idea what the hell that is.
When you showed me spatial in the beginning, they didn't have legs, huh?
They didn't have legs.
That's
so
crazy.
So everybody listening, spatial is basically like a space where people can create rooms and you can have portals to other rooms. And a lot of like the Veve YouTubers are speculating that could be a partnership that Veve has in order to create the Veveverse in a seamless way where they don't have to build out the entire infrastructure. And it looks really good, actually. It looks tight. Like, and as they develop it, you can like import assets as pictures into your like rooms, so people can go around and like check out 3D. Like some people design their own Star Wars 3D models,
right,
and things like that. But we got Veve Vibes on. Everybody, give a thumbs up if you came here because you are a fan of Veve Vibes. And just
get a lot of thumbs down. Then you're gonna get a lot of thumbs down.
I mean, that's not even an option. We don't do that. We do positive, baby.
Love, it's all love. It's all love.
So we got AO. Let's see what's going on. Happy to see this collab. Hell yeah, Pixel Trader. Thank you so much. I saw that you retweeted. Thank you so much. We're gonna get into a little bit of Veve Vibes backstory, as well as one of the things that caught my eye. What up,
bro? What caught your eye, bro?
Okay, let's just jump
in. Looking ass.
Tony, get the on me, pushing me.
Looking ass
on the internet. So Veve Vibes, you brought up this awesome idea, a few awesome ideas on how to kind of like make the marketplace more engaging, keep things moving, keep Omi burning, and keep people able to access higher value collectibles. The main one that I was interested in is a raffle, but I'm open to you kind of going into all three of the major ideas that you had. If you want to talk a little bit about that to the people watching.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I mean, so these ideas that I got, they're gonna make the buyers happy, the sellers happy, the licensors happy, Veve happy. It's gonna keep the floors nice and safe. It's gonna keep them nice and high.
There it is.
No more undercutting. I got 3 or 4 different solutions where we can keep the floors nice and high. And I'm not going to say it's going to make a bull run, but definitely it's going to help all the people that are into just like margin trading, people that like to gamble, all kinds of stuff. So am I able to share my screen? My screen on your thing?
I believe so. Let me see if I have to allow sharing with everybody.
Yeah.
Guests, guest viewer comments. Guest may enter. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't say that there's anything that's stopping you. Is it?
Yeah, let me try it and see if it works.
Okay.
All right, you might have to pull it up though.
Yep.
Okay, so the screen is there, but you have to pull it up.
There we go.
Cool. So first things first. I know this has probably changed because I actually made this like around the time when Veve, or I should say David, you said like, all right, look, like you can't put in gems until you buy something. So at first I'm like, dude, this whole reservation system thing, it's kind of annoying.
Right.
Like I try to buy something, it's like locked up. Or what's even worse is when you list something because you're trying to get rid of it, right? And you put it at the floor, or sometimes you even undercut the floor by a bit, and then you try to delist it, and then it's like, oh, you can't delist because someone has it reserved. I'm like, great, and the floor just keeps going down and down.
Yeah.
I would like to see the reservation system be reserved for master collector people, like by like level 2. I don't know. I'm just assuming like level 1 is like, okay, you have a couple collectibles, right?
Yeah.
And then level 2 is like, all right, now you have like 10 or 15 collectibles, or you get a certain amount of master collector points. So I'm not a huge fan that people can literally make a brand new account on Veve and just start locking up collectibles on the market. They have they have no gems, they have no collectibles, they have nothing on it, and they can instantly just lock up stuff or lock up floors, which a lot of people do. A lot of people like want cheaper stuff, so they just lock up the floor and nothing happens. So
they did that for Vader.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I mean they do it for all kinds of stuff, and so I would like to see implemented like this. But if the new system, if the new buying system for Veve is just going to be the only way you can put gems in is by buying stuff, then maybe this won't work. I'm not entirely sure, but
yeah.
The next one was buy orders. So essentially, let's say you're trying to buy a beta ray bill, you can either buy them instantly for basically 190 gems, or you can put up a buy order, which you have to have the gems ahead of time. And I think the reason why Veve hasn't implemented a system like this is because gems can't exist outside of a wallet. So the whole auction system is just flawed. So when you put in an auction, right, like there's honestly nothing that's stopping you from bidding on an auction and just never paying, right? If you just don't have the gems in your account, you just don't pay it. So
right.
you waste the seller's time. The buyer can just kind of screw over all the other buyers because you can just outbid everyone. I've even said this too, like there's absolutely nothing stopping you from putting up a beta ray bill auction, and let's say like it's going to go for a really cheap price and you don't want to sell it. You just make a new account, bid on your own auction for 9 million and just never pay it. And then you get your beta ray bill back and you don't have to, get rid of it for a super low price. So it's like, I don't know why it exists like that. But in the instance like this, I think Veve could make like a separate wallet that's connected to your account where it kind of just holds gems that are for things like buy orders or for auctions and things like that. So it's like, all right, you can't put up a buy order unless you actually have 155 gems in your account, right? So that is the nice thing is that there's actually a bit of margin too, because this is basically what I used to do all the time, which is I would like buy low, sell high. I would just look at the charts, and when things got low, I would buy it, and when it would go up, I would sell it. So it's kind of nice that you could actually buy a beta ray bill for like 155 and then maybe sell it for 190, or if the floor starts going up, sell it. Like it adds a little bit of margin trading, which I kind of enjoy. So it's good for people that are flipping or people that want to just buy stuff at a discount. This also helps protect floors, because let's say there's an announcement that happened and you think beta ray bill is going to go down in price. Instead of just undercutting at 185, then the next guy does 183, then 179. Then before you know it, it's just an undercut war that lasts for hours, and you're just tired of relisting. it's like, all right, even though I'd probably get less, I'd rather just sell it to this dude for 155 and just get rid of it. Right. And at least that protects the floor, because now you have one less person just trying to constantly undercut. So it helps kind of cushion the floor from just being constantly undercut. So I kind of like that aspect.
Real quick. In the comments, what are you guys thinking about some of these solutions to the marketplace? We have the kind of change to the reservation system, things like that. Give a heart, give a flame. I personally think that these ideas are awesome, and you're about to get into the one that got me pumped. What do you think? What do you think about so far, Tony? Get the Omi.
I mean, this kind of gives me like a StockX, like kind of like what they do on StockX, kind of like a vibe too.
Mm-hmm.
Little
Tony, get the Omi. You on StockX?
Do I what?
You're on StockX?
I mean, I bought a couple things on StockX. You know what I mean?
Dude, like, Tony get the Omi, dude. Tony get the Omi's educated. He's from Yale. That's what I heard. He's from Yale, so he knows what he's doing.
Oh, you trying to cut? Yo, I ain't go to Yale, bro. Get out of here,
we got some love about the ideas so far. Veve vibes, Clint. Dallas.
Clint like that heart button, man. I love that.
Yeah,
Clint. Yo,
and it's simple, like. Yeah, and I don't think Veve, and I know like the people relate this to like stocks or whatever. We can put like stop buy orders and stop sell. Like I don't think it needs to be that complicated. It's just as simple as, if you want to buy it, do you want to buy it for the higher price, or are you willing to wait and possibly get overcut? Because when I initially brought up this idea like 6 months ago, people are like, well, people are just going to try and buy beta ray bill for 1 gem, lol, whatever. I'm like, fine. Then someone's going to put 2 gems. Then someone else is going to do 3 gems. And it's just going to keep working their way up to people that actually want beta ray bill, but maybe don't want to spend the full amount. or maybe they legitimately only have 155 gems in their account, so they're going to deposit it in to hopefully get it bought.
Yo, so let's highlight real talk real quick. This hits the nail on the head. I always felt Veve should have an open and closed environment to satisfy the customer and partners. Straight up real talk. You're always on point. Welcome back. Go ahead.
No, I was just giving a shout out to Real Talk. Young Real.
Real talk.
Young Real.
Oh, yeah, man. So definitely keep going.
Yeah. This next one I know. So this is something I just straight up ripped off from EVE Online. I know, is it Granison? That's how you pronounce your name, right?
Yeah.
Granison. I don't know if you played it or you have friends that played it or whatever, but this is basically, this is straight up the Hypernet relay on that game. Okay. And essentially how it works is that, let's say you're trying to sell a partner statue. I don't know the floor price of partners right now, but let's just say it's 8K, whatever. Instead of trying to find one buyer that is willing to buy it for straight up 8,000 gems, what you can do is basically put it up for a raffle, a community-led raffle that you can put it up for 10, 100, or 1,000 tickets. Because sometimes putting something up for 1,000 tickets, if it's super cheap, is just not worth it, or it just doesn't make sense. Right. So instead of trying to find one dude with 9,000 gems, what you can do is you can find possibly 1,000 people with 9 gems, or you can even buy multiple tickets as well. So what this does is basically, instead of like, you know how people do a GoFundMe and they do like a crowdfund thing and they try to get a bunch of money so they can buy this or that, except we're doing the opposite. We're crowdfunding the sale of our NFT. And because, I mean, you can even upcharge, right? So let's say Walt's at 9, you can actually sell it for 10K because a lot of these people that are buying tickets, they don't care if it's 9 or 10 gems a ticket. It's cheap enough for them that they don't mind paying that extra gem per ticket because you're actually giving it to so many different people. So how it works is on the right side, it says, you know, it'd be like a 3-day raffle. And I think this is something that get the community excited, right? Like, oh my God, Rob Stuff put up for sale one of his Steamboat Really Ultra Rares, or Dino is flooring all of his posters, or whatever it is, or, you know, putting them all up for auction. And so, I mean, if someone, say, put up a Donnie for 60,000 gems and like each ticket was 60 gems, you don't think people would buy a couple tickets for 60 gems at the chance of a Donnie? I think people would.
Type yes in the comments if you would put up 60 gems for a chance to win a Donnie. Which I think the floor price is like 50. And so, I mean, personally, how it usually worked on like EVE Online is like people would upcharge like 10 or 15%. And I do think there should be some sort of fee or some sort of master collector point fee associated with putting up an NFT like this. Right. So that way you're not wasting everyone's time. And so what it costs is, so it tells you the total price, you know, ticket price, whatever. And on the left side, it'll show you all the people that are buying the tickets. So it says Dr. Profit got 233 tickets. Tony Get the Omi got 7 tickets. You know, My Collectibles has 4. So it shows you everyone that's involved. And then after the raffle is done, it'll notify everyone, hey, you lost or you won. Right. And here's the person that won. So it's kind of cool that you get to see the person that won. It notifies everyone that they lost. And you can buy multiple tickets. I also like the fact, too, that it's like a community-led thing, right? Like, imagine we can have a lot of these happening when there's a kind of a lull in the Veve market. If there's no big announcements happening, there's no big conventions, you know, there's a bit of a lull in the market. This is all community-led stuff, right? And so one of the things that also does is you create also another avenue for entertainment on TV, because now people are going to be raffle watching. You know what I mean? People are like, oh, what are the big raffles of the day? There's probably going to be a YouTuber that comes out who just follows like the biggest raffles winners of all time. So like, just like Poolside and a couple other people, you start to have people pop up who the community is just rooting for because they won a Donnie for 60 gems.
Yeah, I honestly feel like this is almost really ahead of its time. Like, I feel like this is something that I would like to see implemented when the Veveverse is up and running. Like, for people who own, you know, have ownership to a lot of these things, you actually can have people come to me and Grandison. We talked about like things like this. Like, you actually have people that are coming to your Veve crib and stuff like that, or your Veve like spot where you actually are raffling off some of your collectibles, and they're all coming and they're there like watching it and stuff like that. Like, I can see that, Tony Get the Homie, but I also think like just in the marketplace as it is, so that we're not just like looking at things dip completely or looking at things that are way out of our price range. We can be like, all right, well, let's keep the money moving, you know?
Yeah, and I feel like in EVE Online, the most common occurrence that this is used, right? I mean, it's used a lot of the time, but what I feel like this is most commonly used for in Eve is like incredibly expensive stuff, like things that you just happen to only come across once every like few months or something insane. So it's
You're
a
like,
very
yo,
good way. It's like instead of trying to find one dude with 10,000 gems,
yeah, get a bunch of people with the few
Yeah,
who are like, hey. And I mean, one of the things my roommate brought up when I told him, he was a little hesitant on it. He's like, so I would just be throwing away gems? And I was like, not really. You are getting the chance to potentially, for a super discounted price, get something that you would pay exponentially more. So Pixel Trader says, I would totally join the community raffles if the prize was worth it. Absolutely. And you know, you could even have like set it up just to add an extra layer. If people follow you, they might be able to have like exclusive entry into your raffles.
Yeah, I thought about doing that too. I like that idea because I thought about you can do public raffles that literally anyone could join, or you could do private raffles just for your followers. So if you just like, hey, I'm going to do a private raffle of this NFT or whatever it is. Exactly. And so the main thing that this thing does is it gets the community involved. It definitely gets all the people that, you know, like gambling, quite frankly, on a lot of like the comic blind boxes and stuff like that. I think it also incentivizes MCP points. So in order to buy a ticket, you need an MCP point, or maybe one MCP point gets you 10 tickets that you can save up. And if this raffle expires and not all the tickets are purchased, all the gems, all the tickets are given back to the people. And this person that put up the fee or whatever, or puts up the NFT, they just lose out on like their initial deposit of like MCP points or something like that. So that way people just aren't trolling by putting up a bunch of raffle systems and things like that. And more often than not, they're putting up a higher price. So it actually, you know, you have to put in, let's say 50 MCP points or something like that. Or maybe the MCP points scales with how expensive the item is. And then if it doesn't sell because you put it an absurdly high price, then it just doesn't sell. So these things aren't going to be constantly spammed on the market because you do have to put in MCP points to even list this.
Yeah. So let's dive a little bit into the comments. We got Clint D. I'm gonna just say that because otherwise I'll go quiet. How I do. Oh my God, I didn't know VV Bros was Tony Get the Omi and Granison. I'm so sad on not getting onto your YouTube channel earlier. Oh, Clint,
you gotta be sad, brother. You here now, boy?
Sad. No time like the present.
You know what I'm saying? Better late than never.
Oh, good, bro. On his lunch, Clint is in the comments, bro.
Clint, what you eating for lunch, Clint? You better not.
What are you noshing on?
You better not have no TV dinner.
None of that.
Unless hungry man.
Unless it's a hungry man, right?
Hungry man.
Hamburger helper on it. What did you have for breakfast, VV Vibes?
What did I have for breakfast? I think I just had coffee, eggs, and what was the other thing? I think like a muffin or something like that.
He said, "What do you have for breakfast, VV Vibes?"
There you go. Hey, I didn't say it all soft like that.
He came up with all the
right. You gotta make me an army skit.
He came with all the ideas. He like, I want to know what's in nutrition.
You have your Wheaties. You eat nutritious.
What's your food like?
How else can I judge you on multiple levels?
No.
Just.
Oh my God, Tony, Get the Omis chatting with you for the last few weeks on Twitter. Love your vibes. Everybody loves Tony Get the Omis vibes.
Yo, what's your name on Twitter, my guy?
Yeah,
I know Clint on Twitter.
He said us like he knew us personally. Are you a comic? Am ready. Okay. Got to get the bag. Are you ready for the raffle system? What are you ready for?
Let us know. Ready. It don't even matter. He ready.
He ready. Okay, we already got this one. Definitely Pixels would join the community. Comment yes, but only if it's not scam or they shuffle all the card people's names are in for Donnie. Okay, I could see that. I mean,
that's the thing too with this community, bro. Like you do have to factor that in, bro. It's gonna be like people quickly gonna say, "Yo, is this shit scam? Are they scamming me?"
But
yeah,
how?
Well, it's all automated. By Veve would be the one to randomly select. Like the system would just randomly select someone. It's not like I select the winner. It's just literally randomly automated.
100%. Yeah. I know you're not doing that.
So and I mean the benefit of it being on Veve and Veve being kind of a closed system is it's harder to kind of get scammed inside the app. Would you agree, Veve Vibes?
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, because it's a somewhat closed ecosystem, it's a centralized platform. I mean, if anything were to happen, I mean, we do know Veve has the power to just change NFTs or maybe give it back or whatever the deal is, depending on whatever happened. So I guess that is a pretty big benefit to it. It's just I just think there's some of the weird loopholes that's happening with like auctions and stuff. And I do think again the additional benefit of something like this, well, it does multiple things. Again, gets the community involved. It helps facilitate sales of grails much easier. So someone that wants to sell that SR Marvel Comics #1, they're like, all right, look, I've been trying to get rid of this for a while because I want to buy all this other stuff. But there's no one out there that's willing to pay. I don't even know what SR Marvel Comics #1 is right now, like 40K, 50K, whatever it is. It's like I could put up 1,000 tickets and ask to see if people are willing to raffle it off, right? And I know people like, maybe Sleeping Comics down there in the comments, might buy a couple tickets just to see like, hey, you just never know. Like if I could just win Marvel Comics 1 off of, if I have a 1% chance, that might be worth it.
So Clint,
to put some gems in.
Is saying, not for Donnie, not my cup of tea. Type in the comments what collectible or comic you would be interested in putting up some gems in the raffle to grab. What is your cup of tea, Clint? Green tea? I don't actually know.
You're still trying to know his nutrients, bro. You still trying
I'm just trying to see what people are.
My cup of tea. So you're not having tea for lunch. Okay, so something else.
Tea for that guy. Real Talk says game show worthy. Absolutely. I think that would be super awesome. Could you imagine like almost like a VV feud with different YouTubers? That'd be crazy.
A family feud?
Comment. But most raffles tend to favor some individuals, like when Randy and Taps won their free entries and we paid 50 to 60 gems for raffle. LOL. Little sus.
See, that's all it takes.
I don't know anything about that, man. Maybe.
See?
What up, Kay Harris? Welcome back.
My man Kay. Hey.
We just to catch you up a little bit, we've been talking about the raffle system and how you could kind of get people involved in higher price assets by allowing them to get raffle tickets for a fraction of the fee and having a chance to win them. Would you be interested? And what collectible or comic would you participate in that on?
This is VV Vibes, bro, coming with these intelligent ass ideas.
Right, and coming with the big brain ideas. Facebook group for Funko Pops, they call them waffles instead of raffles. I love that idea.
Waffles instead of raffles? That's crazy. Waffles and raffles don't rhyme and they spelt the same.
Nah. You could, I guess you could rhyme it if you were like a Southern rapper.
If you was Lil Wayne?
Yeah, you got the waffles and the raffles.
Waffles and raffles and waffles.
Drop it like it's hot. Massive burn potential. Real Talk says absolutely. What up, Sleeping Comics? How you living, man? Good to have you on here, bro.
Sleeping Comics. This PFP, he look wide awoke on that motherfucker.
Yeah, he look real awake. I look at the raffle idea like Kobe's blind box thing he does. Okay.
Kobe Collects used to do, he probably still does them, but like community led generated like blind box things where he's like, all right, if you put in, everyone puts in 30 gems or a collectible or whatever it is, here's all the stuff you can win. He did give away a partner statue at one point a while ago. Crazy. Yeah. Yep.
Did you ever, now, hey, I got a question for you. Did you ever get your partner statue back?
No, I didn't.
You don't care.
All my stuff was so tied up in like NFTs and stuff. I had to liquidate everything. Now in hindsight, it's like, shit, even if I sold my Steamboat Willie at like 9K, I could have, rebought partners and a bunch of other stuff. But we're all thinking moon at that point. So
yeah. Is there anything that like besides this partner statue that you sold that you wish you would that you really want to get back though?
But I really want to get back. Not necessarily. Honestly, I never really had too much of like an emotional attachment to like a lot of my NFTs for the most part. I think that's why I was doing probably better than most at just flipping. I didn't get like too emotionally tied to this or that or whatever it was. But now like things have just been in a down market, obviously, since like the beginning of the year. It's hard to do flipping. I remember people were asking me for flipping advice, even for like the last few months. I'm like, dude, I'm not flipping unless you can just somehow perfectly time something before it pumps, or you basically just do a reactionary buy to like Twitter. Kind of like what happened with the Pride drops, where it's like they started up, they went down, and then the second VV tweeted out like, all right, we're going to fix the Pride drop. Sorry about that. They all went back up. So it's like, unless you kind of saw the tweet, bought it immediately, and then resold it again at the top, like there's not much flipping to be had. Right. Overall, unless you just get lucky, to be honest.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel the same way. So Damn, we got a lot of comments in here going on. Where was that at?
Let's get at him.
Yeah. Okay. So, yes, sir. The raplatism, but I'm ready for whatever. Absolutely. I mean, so the cool thing about all of this stuff is like Veve. I don't know if they're necessarily listening to all of us per se, but we probably collectively have more ideas than whatever team that they have. So, even the possibility of any of this being implemented is real cool if it helps, like Veve Vibes is talking about, like stimulate the economy in Veve for the people who are flipping this stuff. So I got a question. This is for the crowd, and this is also for Veve Vibes. What IP would get you emotionally invested, right? Would turn you from flipper to fiend, in the sense. And Eve Online, would you, if they dropped Eve Online?
I mean, I like Eve Online. I mean, if they release Wolverine, you give me Wolverine, bro. I'm going all in on Wolverine. Yeah, I don't know. Probably, maybe like, I don't know. I like. There's certain IPs that I know I'm very passionate about, or I like a lot, like Dungeons and Dragons, but I just know it won't perform well on an app like Veve. Like, there's just not enough people. Maybe like Warhammer 40K, because those people spend a shit ton of money on like miniatures and stuff. They spend a ton of money on that.
Yes.
Those guys just innately spend a lot of money. So.
I think Warhammer 40K, I mean, because it costs so much to get into that game. So if you don't know what Warhammer and Warhammer 40K, it's a miniature strategy game where you can like paint your miniatures. You have a board and you go around and you can be like orcs and Eldar and Space Marines, and they're all badasses. But yeah, I used to play as a kid, and I was the only one who had a job, not a kid, but like, a teenager. So I was the only one who could buy more miniatures. Like everybody else was just like, yeah, we'll play eventually. But
and I'm sure you went Space Marines because you're a shill for them. You love the Space Marines.
I kept buying the starter packs, and I went orcs.
I would love to. I never played. I watched a lot of videos on it. I have friends that play it. So I've watched it. And dude, those tabletop games, they could take like 3, 4, 5 hours or even longer, like depending on the matchups and all that stuff. It's crazy, but it's a full on, it's a tabletop gaming thing where people have miniatures.
Veve Vibes, do you play card games at the crib? Like,
not necessarily. I don't know. I don't really card game. I like do poker and shit, but not like other games. I mean, usually it's drinking games if it involves cards, to be quite honest. So.
And that doesn't last for hours. Y'all be sleeping.
No, it does not. I mean, if you're winning, it lasts hours. If you're losing, it won't. So with those
Crackhead Card Collector, I think that idea is bigger than Veve. They have enough on their plate. That sounds like a good community event. Start small and grow. I mean, that's also an opportunity, right? Like we can implement. The only problem with implementing like raffles and different things off of Veve is you set yourself up for bad actors, right? Like all of us are on here. We're straight up people. But there are a lot of people who are just trying to get over on folks.
I like how you said to Veve Vibes, what collectible that make them fiend, and then like the next person that has a question is a good crackhead card collector. I was like, I see what you did there. You set that up nicely.
Hey,
Sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
No, I said I talk about card collecting. I really think I know Veve talked a little while back about they have like a new vertical that's happening, right? I do think that new vertical is going to be cards. So instead of doing a blind box, there's a single buy button, you click it, you buy it, and it gives you a card pack. Then in that pack, you can either sell the pack as it is, because there are people that like to just collect packs and just let the price ride up because people are opening Charizards or stuff like that. So I'm not thinking we're going to get Pokemon cards, but I do think we could get things like DC cards if we get Magic the Gathering, if we get Yu-Gi-Oh, if we get those other cards. Like those are very highly collectible IPs for cards.
So I'm super glad that you touched on that. Just real quick, T Breeze said if you put a secret rare Spider-Man in a raffle, he's all on it. I think everybody and their mom would be. Lil, let's go. What's up, man? We gotta get on a group chat again, my dude. But I think adding something that's going to keep people on the Veve app besides just the social element is going to be huge for Veve, right? Like getting people to be like, hey, what are you doing right now? Oh, I'm playing a card game on Veve. Because what I and correct me if I'm wrong, but I think a lot of people are sleeping on is the fact that Veve is built in social, right? Like they have a social function already. So eventually when people are talking about, oh, you can post on Instagram, DC Bat Cows are talking about how you can post on Snapchat, people won't want to leave Veve because that's where everyone's going to see their stuff anyway.
For sure. I think that's like one of the main things Veve is struggling with is just like trying to keep people on the app outside of drops and like the market, like the immediate market after a drop happens, right? So I think that's one issue they are tackling, which is why I do think like straight up trading on the app. So if someone, I don't know if you guys ever done trading on like Steam or anything like that, where you can like trade.
Fantasy Star Online.
Yeah. So when you do trading, there's no in-app communication on the web app or the phone. So it's hard to facilitate a trading if there's no communication to be had other than like what you go on like Discord or some of the other platforms and stuff, and you talk about it that way. Plus, it's also really hard because first off, the licensor isn't getting any of that money. So if I'm trading a wallet for Secret Rare Spider-Man or 2 wallets for Secret Rare Spider-Man, like Marvel isn't getting paid and Disney's not getting paid when they do a transaction like that. And that licensors, I would imagine, don't like that. Like they want to get paid every time their NFT exchanges hands. They want to get paid, which is why I think this system would work. So it's the raffle system is good, community led. It's going to help buyers get more for their NFT because, like, again, if you're passing, even though it's an extra 1,000 gems, you're just passing that along to 1,000 tickets. So everyone's only paying one more gem. So people don't really care. Right. And it's good for the buyers because, it's almost like just playing in the blind box drop, right? People really want to have a chance, or people that can never afford the partner statue, right? Because we've been asking for a while. We're saying for a while, like, how are people ever going to afford grails? They don't have 9,000 gems, or you can't even put that on your credit card. Like, you're going to buy something for $9,000 on your credit card just because, like, most credit cards won't let you do that. Or you can play these raffles. Obviously, there's a high chance or high likelihood you won't win, but at least you have a shot at a grail, and now you have a grail, right?
Yeah.
I do like all that aspect of it. And again, this is just another thing that protects the floor, where it's like, instead of just, and especially with grails, because there's so few listed, there's tend to like huge undercuts. Like if you look at SR Comics, like the floor would be like 40,000, the next one would be like 47, and the next one would be like 61, and just like exponentially goes up in price. So it's just another thing to where it's like, all right, if I want to sell my NFT, do I sell it to a buy order that someone's ready to buy right now? Do I put it up for raffle so I can actually, again, keep protecting the floor?
Right.
I had another thing to show, but we don't have to do it now because it's a whole different. It's the contract system where people can buy multiple NFTs in one purchase, or people can sell multiple NFTs in one.
I remember seeing that kind of batch purchases for certain brands. One thing that you touched on that I like about that, and we'll get into some comments in a little bit, but was the fact that like there is a conflict between the different fees, right? Like, so DC has a different fee than Marvel, so you couldn't really batch sell Marvel and DC collectibles, but you could batch any Marvel or Disney collectible because it has the same fee. So that would be really
correct. So correct. So they have to either be from the same set, which obviously the same IP, or they're all from the same, obviously IP. So you could technically sell in a batch or in a contract. Right. And Elsa, Disney lenticular card, as well as an Ursula, whatever the hell you call it, an emoji style thingy or whatever. So, hey, I thought we were dancing.
I forgot, man. We were dancing. I forgot
to phone is hot. That thing fire right now.
Scam's trying to call me. I don't know. Scams. We stopped talking.
Damn.
So Clint, I would do around.
Oh yeah, my fault. Let's get that Clint question.
Go ahead. You like what?
I just want to ask him too. Like, I like that trade that you said earlier with 2 waltz for a Secret Rare Spider-Man. Who's getting the better out of that trade?
2 waltz.
2 waltz.
In my opinion, I really think, even though there's only 1,000 Secret Rare Spider-Mans, he's the first Marvel NFT and yada yada yada, like the first superhero and stuff like that for Marvel. I do think if Disney ever adds utility, Walt's going to have the best utility out of all of them, including Secret Rare Spider-Man, all that stuff. And I do think it is, it's part of that first set. And a lot of people are asking me like, oh, should I invest in Golden Moments versus comics versus that? Me personally, like if you are going to invest in Golden Moments, I would personally invest in more of the original set, that first series that came out. So it's like, you can't go wrong with R2-D2, Iron Man, also C-3PO. If you can afford Walt, I mean, shit, go for it. But the newer stuff is okay. Like I think Donald and Daisy's good. I think Winnie the Pooh is good. But outside of that,
you take those 2 waltz. Okay, you take those 2 waltz.
Yeah,
okay.
So I would easily take 2 waltz.
Okay.
Well, first off, if you have Secret Rare Spider-Man, if you sell that too early, you're gonna be like shit. You know, you sell it for 100K, then all of a sudden, like a year later, it goes for like $500,000. You're just like, oh my god, I sold it way too soon. But at least with the partner stats, you have one to sell, one to hold on to, and even if you sell one a bit too early, you can always sell the other one later if the utility is kind of meh or whatever, right?
That's true.
I agree. I think it's always better to have two of something than just one of something, just in case. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So get into some of the comments. OG Devil Bunny Color. That's something that you would go on a raffle for. That's tight.
Yeah.
I think you can get one right now if you want to. I don't know your life situation, but go ahead. I would raffle for the SR Toby.
Let's go.
Yeah,
people sleeping on Toby though. People sleep. That was like the first drop. That was the first drop. Yeah, 252. That comic.
I still think that Spider-Man. When I hear Toby, I'm like, oh yeah, Toby Maguire. I always think that. Every time I hear Toby, I'm like, oh yeah, Maguire. Yeah, I'll raffle for that.
So Spider-Man dash Toby Maguire.
Right. So, oh wow.
Not Peter Parker says Toby Maguire.
Yeah.
How inflamed would the whole Twitter community be if they messed up the tags on Toby's and had Maguire at the end of it? People upset about that. Vivi's dumb.
We would be getting a lot of early, like you guys ever see those like Spider-Man memes? Like I'll throw dirt in your eye and all that stuff. Yeah. Like those would be everywhere. If he'd be like his face on like a Toby body and all that shit, like all those like Spider-Man memes would be everywhere. It would be hilarious.
That's awesome. So Clint said Pokemon, obviously. Let's go. Yeah. What's your favorite Pokemon? Type it in the comments. Mine is Scyther. Although I've been playing Pokemon Go lately, and I realized there's so many more Pokemon than I ever thought possible, and I like them all.
A lot of new Pokemon, bro.
Yeah, interesting. Mine was I would have to look it up. I would say like for Gen 1, my top 2 was Scyther. I'm trying to remember my other one. That was my favorite. I always thought Blastoise looked badass. Charizard's cool too, but
I like that he had bazookas on his back. Was it? No, that's not Blastoise. Is that? Yeah, that's Blastoise, right? Squirtle's.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, dude, Blastoise was strapped. He was fucking ready to go. He's like the only Pokemon with like a gun, basically.
I always think about the cartoon and what Pokemons had like the best episodes. You know what I'm saying? Like I remember that Dragonite episode when we got to see what Dragonite can do, and he took out like all the Ash Pokemon. Like it was crazy.
Yeah,
it's actually kind of realistic in the Gen 1 game too. Dragonite is no joke.
He's no joke, bro.
Yeah. I will say I think someone mentioned this before. Someone said their favorite Pokemon was Magikarp because it turns into Gyarados, right? You're this small weakling little thing, and then all of a sudden something happens. Now you're just a beast.
Yeah,
like top 10 instantly.
I love that the Pokemon like crew and development team came up with so many whack looking like initial Pokemon that turned into badasses later. Like who pitched Magikarp? It's like, yeah, we want like a dead fish with a crown.
Mm-hmm. It turns into a dragon. Right.
Yeah.
Hold on. What's I know Super Saiyan. What's J2 though?
Super Saiyan 2 Kid Gohan. So during the Cell Saga.
No. Okay. I didn't know what J stood for.
Saiyajin.
Oh, okay. You just made that shit up, but okay.
That's how they say it.
Is that some sort of seasoning you put on your food?
Hey, Saiyajin. A little Saiyajin on it.
Saiyajin on that thing one time.
I get some crack pepper and Saiyajin.
Saiyajin. That was my
theme. Just added all three of us on Twitter. What up?
I just added you back, boy. I just added you back, boy.
Add him back, man. Real Talk has a question. Can fractionalization be introduced for Grails so we can have a piece of the pie? Veve,
I'm not sure how Veve would do that. People owning parts of an NFT, and then how would it work if someone wanted to sell it on the market? Would there be like a vote, or would there be a primary? I'm just not entirely sure.
I think you have
how that would work.
Do that with the homies, bro. Like that's something that you got to do with a couple of your homies or something like that. Y'all just put money together. Yeah. We gonna all put in on this secret red Toby, and we'll all decide when we gonna sell that shit. That's what I did with my homie with the bat cow.
Right.
Yeah. Secret Rare Maguire. We gotta get it.
Hell yeah.
Let's get the Maguire. And so I just don't know. I mean, that's something you could do, quote unquote, under the table with your friends. Like, all right, like, hey, Venmo me $500. You could just do $500. So now we have $3,000 to buy this and whatever. But on VV, I think the simpler VV makes things, fractionalization and all this stuff. I think that's more like OpenSea and dealing with all that. I'm not sure if VV's set up that way.
Not to mention that legally they would get in trouble with like security laws and things like that. So like if you started fractionalizing stuff, then they would have basically stocks on VV, and that would get them into a whole lot of legal stuff that they would have to deal with. And I don't think VV wants to get into that. That's up to other people, because you would have to in order to make fractional shares, say of like a Walt, you would have to have representative. That sounds nasty. Yeah, no, my doc said I had representative. But
stage 2 representative. Stage 2 representative.
We'll take you out.
Sagin is the word.
Yeah,
a little Sagin on it.
And it's just on my arm, but they said it could have spread. I was lucky I caught it early. So that would be very difficult for them to do. And it's not really where they're trying to head. So
can you explain why the UR Dragon Girl is priced more than the SR?
If you look at the mints, there's actually less mints of the UR Dragon Girl, I believe, than the SR. Because I think the SR was a separate drop that came later. It wasn't all part of the same like set. I think it was just something that just happened later. And there is more mints of the SR than the UR. So they're not part of the same set. But,
okay. So just for people coming in, let us know in the comments if there was a raffle system where you could put a few gems in and have the chance to win big ticket items like Secret Rare Spider-Man #1 or Marvel Comics #1 or a Donnie or a Walt. Would you be interested in that? And what collectible would you put your gems in for the raffle? Also, let us know what your favorite Pokemon is, because we're here to have a conversation. We got VV Vibes on. He has some experience. Let's go winning in other things. Now, were you always a collector or an investor? Kind of going
yeah, when I initially started VV, I was definitely an investor. That's how I treated the whole Team Fortress 2 like hat trading thing. I'm like, look, all right, this hat looks cool, but if I think it looks cool, someone else does, so that means they're going to pay for it. So I just incessantly flipped on that. I mean, I was in the whole TF2 hat trading thing for I think a couple of years, and I invested I think maybe $1,000, and I made out with like $7,000 or $8,000 or something like that. So it's like, all right. And that was just something I was just doing on the side. So
what kind of hats? What kind of hats?
So they're this game called Team Fortress 2, which is made by Valve. It's the same company that makes like Half-Life and Counter-Strike and those kind of games. And Team Fortress 2 has been around for a long time. I played like the Team Fortress Classic way back in the day. And so I think they were one of the first companies to come up with the idea of like a loot box. Like this is something they did in like 2009 or something, like 2009, 2008, where people that would play the game would get just randomly drop these crates. And the only way you could open a crate is by buying a key for like $250. You know, you buy a key, and then eventually people started selling keys. Kind of sounds familiar to gems, right? You could buy a key, and then you can sell those keys also off app or off platform for less. So that's essentially what people were doing. And so you take that key, you would open the box, and then you would get a bunch of like either weapons or kind of shitty cosmetics, or you can get an unusual hat, which usually meant it's a hat with an effect. So it'd have like a lightning storm or like a floating heart around it. And it was obvious because it was like animated. All the other cosmetic effects are just static, and they kind of just stick to your body. Right. But if you had a unusual hat, which is just a special hat, it's kind of the same thing with VV, right? Like the static stuff is usually cheaper, and the animated or usually the higher rarity stuff is worth a lot. So some people were paying, thousands of dollars for these hats just because they were so rare, so exclusive. And especially since Team Fortress 2 has been around for like 10 years, 11 years or something like that. Like, I don't think it's going anywhere soon. So that's what I was doing. I wasn't opening boxes. What I was doing is just someone wanted to get rid of their hat. I would buy it low, sell it high, look at the market, look at the trends, right? All that stuff. So
that's badass.
VV's a bit different. So, yeah. So I even forgot what the hell the original question was. So I was
asking what hats you were selling, and I mean you definitely.
Oh, the hats, yeah. There was 9 different classes. So there's like a soldier, a spy, a medic, an engineer, all this stuff, and so they all had hats unique to their class. So sometimes the hats I would always sell the most were like hats for like the soldier, the scout, like the really popular classes that people played a lot of, right? So
yeah, that's awesome.
That's
That's awesome. And so that kind of like doing that kind of got you used to going in and like flipping.
yeah, like understanding the market, even playing EVE Online for a bit. I've been playing EVE Online for probably like 3 years, 2-3 years at this point. But I
Damn.
was been making YouTube videos for the last like 2 years, and just I really wish the VV market was set up that way, because that's exactly how it's set up. There's buy orders, there's sell orders, there's margin trading. You can kind of see the way the market's moving. It's kind of similar to what the hell do you call it?
So two marketplaces
Yeah,
that remind me of another marketplace that reminds me of EVE Online is Final Fantasy 11, because you could go into kind of like the auction house or the big market, and you go in and you could just like, I remember I would kill bees for hours just so I could get the honeycomb just to sell it in the market for whatever and just generate all that. In EVE Online, I was more about going around shooting stuff and like just listening to ambient space. Do we got anybody still on the live stream? Do we have anybody who plays MMOs? What MMO marketplace do you like? Are you a trader in any other projects, NFT or otherwise? Now,
what does MMO stand for?
Multiplayer online game.
Yeah, massively multiplayer online. So World of Warcraft is a big one. Another MMO is like Final Fantasy 14. Yeah, is a big one. Gosh, there's so many. I mean, even like RuneScape is technically like an MMO. I mean, that's an old school one. So RuneScape is an old one. But yeah, I noticed the second we started talking about MMOs and you started talking about Final Fantasy, Tony was leaning back like,
yeah,
I don't know what y'all talking about. With all these abbreviations, MMO, ATL. What the hell does this shit mean? What are y'all talking about?
I know ATL. That's Atlanta. No, I'd be chilling sometimes.
Or all-time low.
I got bad back. Sometimes I'll just be chilling. I'll be listening.
Okay. Yeah, I know ATL. That's Atlanta.
That's something you and Toby both got in common. You guys got bad backs. Like, oof, got to stretch out that back.
I got a Toby back. That's crazy.
That's McGuire back.
Okay, fellas, I wish I could chat more, but lunch is done. Hey, yo, Clint, thanks for popping on, man. Appreciate you with all the contributions and comments, man.
That boy was whipping.
Yeah. Right. And where are you guys originally from? I know. Are you guys both from California, or at least like Bay Area?
We live in. Well, I'm from Philly. I live in LA. So I've been living in LA since 2013.
You was looking like you get my social security number real quick.
I'll let you explain where you from, Brian.
It's like off of Grandison. I grew up in East Oakland, and then I lived down in Sherman Oaks in the Valley too. So yeah, me and Tony get the bagels sometimes.
He put me on this bagel spot
on Hanks.
Paid $17 for a goddamn bagel.
You're a liar. You're a liar. Don't do Hanks.
You guys are living in California. I mean, that's why it's like that's why I left San Francisco like 4 years ago. It was just shit was just too expensive. Get a super burrito. I'm in Arizona, so I'm in like Mesa, so kind of close to Phoenix.
Oh, okay.
I was just in Old Town Scottsdale just the other day having fun.
I've only been to Scottsdale, Arizona.
Y'all ain't got no lakes.
Nice.
Y'all got lakes and shit. Y'all got oceans. Y'all got no ocean.
No, we know. I mean, we have lakes and there's rivers. For sure. But like oceans. Y'all got oceans over there?
Y'all got oceans and
no. But just a month ago, me and my friends went this river, and so you get all these tubes. You can rent a tube and you go up this river, you get on a bus, they take you up the river, and then you get another tube with just a bunch of beer and liquor or whatever snacks you want to bring, and so you just float down the river. And the water, and you would think the water's like freezing because it's like coming from the mountains, but it's actually not that bad. I mean, it's cold initially, but you get over it pretty quick.
Hell yeah.
And so it's cool. Yeah, but it's hot as hell right now. It's like 111.
So you want to hit that river right now?
I want to hit that river
now.
Bruh. Yeah, in college I used to inner tube with the homies. I used to just be real high, just going down the back river, enjoying my ass off.
That's how you gotta be careful with that, boy. That's how you die.
I mean, only if you miss the bend, because then you'd be going straight to Sacramento. We were like, yo, don't get too drunk because you'll hit the corner and all of a sudden be down in Sac. We're having to walk back. So Daniel says, no MMO, but I'm just VV, HRO, Pixelated Rewind. Fishes and Z-Run. I don't know Z-Run. I know all of the other ones, though. Did you go for a Pixelated Heroes drop of VV Vibes?
I don't know what the hell that is. Like, it's so hard to keep up with all the NFT projects. Like, I was on HRO, I was on VV, I was on Bat Cows, and I was kind of looking at the, oh my god, the whatever it is, the small-headed. God, we just said it earlier. The small-headed like toys, like the toys that are super Funko Pops, like the Funko Pop drop that they had on. I don't know if it was Palm NFT or something like that. I tried that and it just didn't work. So I was like, all right,
they got big ass heads. You talking about small heads? They got big heads.
Little bodies, big heads.
Yeah. That's so funny.
But it was honestly beyond. Like honestly, I've already cashed out of Hero. Like I put in like $500. I cashed out like 2K. So I'm like, all right, I'm happy with that return. Right. And then Bat Cows. I'm still sitting on 2 Bat Cows. I'm like debating on should I sell one and like keep the other one long term. But
yeah, I feel that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm the same, bro. I feel you on that. It's so many projects, bro. Honestly, for me, I would invest in another NFT project if it's different. Like when I say different, like is in a different genre. Like like a music NFT and it's some cool utility behind it. I'm cool. I'm down for like investing in something that's different. But besides that, I'm kind of cooling on just really that one Bat Cow and VV to be honest.
I also look out for these different brands and marketplaces that are like giving people free NFTs.
Yeah, stuff like that. I'm always here for free shit.
Like,
okay.
If
it's free, it's for me.
Yeah, there it is.
It's for me. All right.
Eventually, Tony's gonna get so picky. He's like, "How much are you gonna pay me to take your NFT?
Yeah,
you gotta pay me to take your NFT. How much you gonna pay me? How much ETH are we talking here? How much ETH?
I charge a fee. You know what I mean?
Charge a fee.
ETH in my bag, baby.
VP Vibes, are you gonna be attending Comic-Con?
No, not the San Diego one. It was just too soon, and I probably could, but I think that the tickets are literally worth hundreds of dollars, and then staying somewhere, it's going to be too much.
So you guys feel like, all right, you guys are saying that they're not going to do FF15 at Comic-Con, right? We got that confirmed.
Yeah, so I think Dino Lang put out a video with literally the live recording of Alex G saying like, yeah, I know there's been a lot of speculation about Amazing Fantasy 15. Yeah, we're not getting it here, which is fine. I mean, if we get it, great, but we're not going to get it. But there's still literally dozens of comics that VV could release that even the commons would go above box price. Yeah, I
was going to ask y'all, what comic book would you guys think that still would be a legit comic book to drop on Comic-Con? Like what FA? And if anybody in the chat or whatever, like if y'all can think of any FA comic book of a character or whatever that they could drop at Comic-Con, which ones would that be?
If Sleeping Comics is still on, let us know what you're thinking.
I know of at least like 4 or 5 off the top of my head.
Give me give it right off the top then. Talk to me.
FA Hulk, FA Wolverine, FA Punisher, FA Venom, which is Amazing Spider-Man 300, which is like a big one. That's another Todd McFarlane cover, and that's a big deal. Yeah. I don't think we're gonna get Journey into Mystery 83. That's the first appearance of Thor. I still don't think we still don't have like Iron Man. We still don't have like a lot of those characters that we already have on. We still don't have we don't have a FA Black Panther. We have like Black Panther #1, but that's not his first appearance. Like we still have a lot of characters that still not first person. Like there's legitimately at least there's dozens of comics they could still drop that like even if it happened today, the common would still go above retail because it's still super popular. So like I'm not worried about that.
So in the comments, real talk, is it true they are dropping 5 comics a day during Comic-Con? I don't know. That's
what it sounded like. But we'll see.
That would be tight.
20 comics in 4 days. Imagine that. They would have to do a drop like every hour.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Which would mean I would not be
getting like every 3. It's more than 5 hours in a day.
Yeah. But I think it has to be during because like remember that True. You know what? My fault. I thought we were living on 5-hour days.
Tony, we were on. Got you with the math, bro. Tony did math real quick.
Yo, boy. I'm with the boy.
Over here, Tony's a math magician, just making me learn all kinds of shit. Math magician
Hit him with the
blew
sword
my
at
mind. Doctor
Gryffindor.
Strange
That boy said a math magician. That's funny.
There
as
he
hell.
is.
warping reality in my mind about math.
There he is. He is
But if they did do a drop every 2 hours, there's 5 comics, so that means over the course of 10 hours. So even if they drop the first one at 10 a.m., the last one would be at like 6 p.m., which might be kind of late for some time zones for some people. So I don't know if they're trying to crunch them all together to be an hour apart or 2 hours apart. I don't know, but
Yeah,
maybe you'll figure it out.
I feel like the comic books have to be like different, like, you know what I mean? Like they can't be like, you know, a trilogy. I think it would be better to do like different, because then you could go for what you want. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You could be like, all right, well, they're doing this comic book that I really like. I mean, obviously everyone gonna go for every comic book, right? But like, you got the option if you want to sleep this one off. Like, I don't really care about this character. I catch the 6 o'clock one, you know?
Yeah.
Got to get the bag, says Green Lantern. I don't think that they're going to drop any.
Green Lantern. I like that though. I like
it as a collectible. I don't think they're going to be dropping any DC comics though.
But he was saying like, you know, what comic books they could drop though. I know, yeah, they probably won't, but that's still dope.
I'd be tight. I'll be with it. I only like what's the Black Lantern's name?
What's the only black one you like? Go ahead, tell me.
I don't remember his name. You don't either. Look at me.
I thought you were about to say I only like the one black.
Yes. He thought I was gonna leave it at that. One black. BB vibes hella uncomfortable on our live stream.
I don't care.
Nah, the Marine one with the green eyes. What's it? Type in the comments which Green Lantern that is.
They don't know what the hell you talking about.
Everybody does. He was
someone can Google it and not, you know, I would Google it, but I don't want to be rude.
Green eyes? You talking about Terrence Howard?
No, he is not the Green Lantern. I'm talking about from Justice League Unlimited.
I don't know.
You're wrong.
Man.
The Joker. Okay, got to get the bag. Brings up the Joker. That would be tight. I would love to see the Killing Joke, the Killing Joke dropped on Veve as a comic.
That's a big one too. That's like a big graphic novel that a lot of people like. And that's the other thing, like graphic novels too. They can also go like, are we going to get more than just Marvel, right? Because there's like the Watchmen, there's Hellboy, like a lot of Dark Horse comics too. There's like Hellboy. I don't know, because Todd McFarlane owns like, I believe, the exclusive rights to like Spawn. I would love to get Spawn. Like I like the movie, even though it was animated terribly. Yeah, but he was badass. Even if we're talking Marvel, like Blade is good too. I do think actually Blade could make an appearance in the MCU because there's a lot of connections between like Blade and Moon Knight and all that stuff. And like Moon Knight in the comics, like he would actually like kill people. Like he actually killed people in the comics. And so
we know Blade is going to be in the MCU.
Yeah.
Was there? Yeah. I don't know. There must have been an ending of some show I didn't watch.
Mahershala Ali is going to play him.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. They announced.
Yeah, so get Blade while you can.
They announced it a couple years ago. And they got like not fan picks, but they got like official picks and the lettering and all that.
Yeah.
I know there's some videos you could find like where he is in the phases, but yeah, I think Blade's going to be tight, especially just like to have the franchise. I want them to do him right though. I want it like Wesley Snipes style where he's killing people.
Yeah.
Or vamps anyway. It's blood, gore.
That's what I want.
Snipes really know how to fight. Like he really had moves in that movie, bro. Like now that I think about it. And then he was on Demolition Man.
Dude, I love them in Demolition Man. He was funny.
Demolition Man. That shit was good.
Simon Says die. Simon Says.
God,
I watched that movie like 3 months ago, and I'm like, I was trying to. Yeah, it was a great movie. Damn, him and Sylvester Stallone. Taco Bell wins the fast food wars.
Yeah,
I like me some Taco Bell. Even though I regret it every time, I like me some Taco Bell.
Oh my gosh,
I regret it every time.
I work at a restaurant part-time, and it's across from Taco Bell. And I will tell the owner to his face, I was like, I'm not getting food from here. There's a perfectly nice establishment across the street.
That's hella funny. I'm gonna shift it a little bit because I've been looking at these battle statues pretty a lot lately or whatever. Like, who you guys feel like Veve could drop that's actually like a dope battle? You know what I mean? Like, we got the Flash, Superman, race, and we got the Croc and the Batman. But like, who do y'all feel like are some statues, like some fire, epic battles that you guys would be like, damn, this would be dope if they
and let us know in the comments too. Let us know in the comments.
questions too. Yeah, like what y'all? Because I've been looking at them lately. I'm like, I'm about to grab. I'm waiting. I'm looking my croc. I'm looking at this battle. I'm gonna grab that croc.
You're not gonna grab it.
I'm gonna grab him.
Not. You gonna do it just like Kid. Just like Kid.
Just give me your battle statue, man. Tell me, man.
Superman versus Doomsday.
That's a good one. I know most of the statues are based off like statues that actually exist in real life. Me personally, if I could do like cross, what do you call it? Cross-platform or like cross-IP ones, I would love to see Batman and Iron Man. That's what I would see. They're both billionaire philanthropists that wear armor. They're both smart and all that shit. They're smart in different ways, obviously.
Yeah.
We know Iron Man will fight though, right?
Was that?
What we know Iron Man will wash Batman,
yes,
right?
He should.
Right? Okay.
I know the ultimate plot device for Batman is prep time. They're like, yeah, if he has prep time, he can do anything. It's like, I don't give a shit about that. Dude, Iron Man's suit is designed to kill. Batman has a utility belt designed to like disable people. He got a batarang. Like Iron Man would just shoot that shit out of the sky. Throw a little piece of plastics and metal at him. Yeah.
I think he whoop him, especially because apparently all you got to do is surprise Batman. I mean that would be hella tight. I think even Black Panther versus Batman would be a tight ass crossover.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I think Black Panther would murk Batman, and I don't care what anybody says.
I like Goku and Vegeta. That's what I want to see. Goku and Vegeta.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So we're not sticking it's the comics. I was gonna say Hulk and Juggernaut. Gotta have them two go at it.
That'd be fun.
Hulk and Juggernaut.
But we know that would be crazy. DC and Marvel ain't doing no shit like that. That's crazy.
No. But if we're going anime, I brought it up to you, which was One Punch Man and Goku. That's gonna be
you did, bro. That was
I remember that was me.
Bro.
Oh, if they animate those statues, let's pull it up on here. If they animate the battle statues, Crypto Tony says 10x.
I like that. Right, you're right. Cause if I see, that is dope.
Especially because they could animate it in a way like the Flash and Superman. They could make it so it runs off its base and disappears and makes it look like they just keep going in a loop.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, Flash is scooting. He's fast.
He on that.
He's scooting.
He's scooting.
Running.
I like when your head move. Like do that head move.
They get to this part of the video, they're like, "Yo,
that's when you know. That's when you know you really running when your head moves like that.
Shitty form. You're running like this, and he's still flying by. You got that shitty form.
That's what we used to run as kids. Like that one kid used to always have.
Oh yeah.
I used to run like this.
No, you didn't.
I used to run like a cartoon.
You should run like this.
Yo, I thought I was like
swimming.
Yeah.
A beached fish, like the lower part is running, but the upper part is flapping.
And I was hella fast.
You was a magic cart.
I had like a 5 mile.
You inspired magic cart, bro.
I had wheels though, man. I was burning when I was a kid.
Man, I would have washed.
Now I barely make the 10-second crosswalk now. Damn, Crypto Tony, you made it real. You ran from bullets, bruh. You didn't get away. If you really, that ain't true.
He ran from bullets.
Not happening. It's one thing that not a lot of people know about. I mean, I've brought it up in my streams occasionally, but I used to play college football at San Jose State.
Okay.
So after high school, went there, and dude, it was such a culture shock because I grew up in Modesto or Methdesto, as some people like to call it,
right,
or Moghetto. Well, I don't know, whatever terms you want to give it.
Yeah.
But dude, I played free and strong safety. So the first 3 years I played free safety. Then my senior I played strong.
Oh wow!
So
you ain't got your helmet. Where your helmet at?
It's somewhere around here. I think hold on. I can maybe find it if you give me a second.
Don't put your helmet on. I'm trying to see that helmet. Put your helmet on, man. Hey!
Oh, we got the FA Veve vibes in the helmet.
Let me see the side of that thing. Hey, let's go. Let's go.
And so, and you can actually see the front's all scuffed up. You know, I was hitting people.
Yeah, let's go.
Yo.
Let's go.
Hey.
I was out here smacking them. Let's get it.
Crypto Tony says, I'm from the streets of Flint, Michigan. Yo, that's rough. But I'm nice now. I'm from East Oakland, and I know Flint is rough as hell.
Oh, but I'm nice now. Boy, you ain't nice, boy.
Kryptoni's lying. Kryptoni's from like the south side of like La Jolla. He's like, dude, it's rough out here. South side of La Jolla.
Like, yeah,
it gets rough. People swimming in your private pool and shit. You know, like that shit rough.
Like I'm running bullets, but the bullets were bullet points.
Bullet points.
Yeah. But you guys really remind me of like my old teammates and stuff. You know, it's funny because I played in the secondary and I was like one of like the only white guys that I played in the secondary. So it was funny. So I mean, there's people from like Utah and Hawaii and Southern California. So we had dudes from like Compton and Crenshaw that were talking to me, and they'd be like, yeah, man, Jimmy, these gloves are wet. I'm like, I don't know, they seem kind of dry to me. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like they seem dry to me. Like, oh, she bad. I'm like, she seems nice. I don't know, you should talk to her. You know, I had no idea what I was talking about. And then like she bad. I'm like, I don't know, she's a respectable young woman to me. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, because black people will emphasize a word and then it becomes something completely different. Yeah. Like in English, fine is just mediocre. It's okay. But if you call somebody fine as a black person, that's a big ass compliment. Like, she's fine.
Yeah.
Like,
But I would always have this one guy walk up to me with his hands behind his back, walk up to me. His name is Chris Hill. He walk up to me, man, what's in your pockets? Let me see what you got in your pockets. He trying to reach around, trying to grab my pockets. Dude, this
that was crypto.
Pretty fun.
That was crypto.
Was that Krypton? That's why he had to try to dodge bullets. He was trying to rob people, and he was ducking bullets.
Yeah,
gas in your helmet back then. Vibes. I can tell.
Yeah, and one of the best compliments you can get is y'all stupid. Like, man, Jimmy, you stupid, man. That's a compliment. It means you're funny. You say stupid shit. Yeah,
you funny as hell.
That's funny.
In the Bay, hella dumb. That's what we used to say for a while. We just
hella dumb.
Yeah, hella is like new in my vocabulary because we don't say hella in the East Coast. Now I'm saying hella all the time.
Hella time.
Yeah.
And Tony's wearing socks and slides too, I bet. Like now he's on the West Coast. Yeah, you can't do that in New York.
Yeah, we ain't doing that in the East Coast. No, we ain't.
Yo, Diamond Inc. said, "What up, guys? What up? We've been on the stream for a little while. Welcome.
Shine bright like a diamond."
Dang, I didn't know we had Rihanna on here. That's crazy.
Shine bright like a diamond.
What music NFTs would you want to see? You mentioned that earlier, Tony. Get the Omi. Like,
what music NFT? See, the thing is, like, music NFTs are so, man. I mean, obviously, all this shit is new, but music NFTs are so new that I was in a space, a Twitter space, and hearing these, and it was about music, and they was just like really trying to pick each other brains on like what they would do with their personal music NFTs. So, I mean, one of the things that I only would invest in the music NFT if that music is only exclusive as an NFT. Like, I don't want to buy a music NFT and that shit is streaming on Spotify. You know what I mean?
Right.
Exclusivity. And a lot of them was saying that, like, no, they think they still would put it because they don't want to like limit their reach and stuff like that. But I feel like that's the whole purpose, though, right? Like, that exclusivity. But I don't know. That's their space. So I ain't want to be like, no, don't do that. You know, I was just like, okay, bet. That sounds cool.
Crypto Tony says, I swear on my kids, I have socks and slides. Yeezys, of course.
They ain't real, Crypto Tony. Them ain't the real.
They're fake.
Yeah, they real. Let me stop.
He real. He balling. Crypto Tony balling.
That's my boy.
I've seen Crypto Tony flex with all his NFTs and shit. And on Twitter.
Yeah,
I've seen him.
He got a couple of hours.
Okay, my guys, I gotta go, but keep it up. I'm sub, so you will see me more often. Later, VV Bros and VV Vibes. Hey, Daniel,
yes, sir.
Thank you so much, yo.
Guy.
All love. But so for people joining the chat, let's see what's going on. How do you guys feel about Fantastic Four #1 comic I've been buying at 43? You think it will drop lower? I mean, it really, really could, but here's the thing: $43 is still a good entry point.
Yeah, bro.
Right? What do you think, VV Vibes?
Yeah, Fantastic Four #1. I mean, it's one of it's like the number Number 2 or number 3 on the app, depends on if you like ASM number 1 more, but I think
Yeah.
it's generally considered like number 3.
Right.
But I mean, no matter whatever they drop, I mean, it's always going to be like a top 5, top 8 comic, even if they drop all the other stuff, like only Amazing Fantasy and like, I'm trying to think of like another comic that could top it, but not really.
Right.
So it's always going to be like top 5 for the most part, like no matter what they release. So could it go lower? Sure. Could it go down to like 40 or 35? But if your plan is to hold it for a year plus, it's not going to really matter.
Right.
I think, in my opinion, it's not going to matter.
Right. Yeah. I mean, especially because like even if you go off of the all-time highs, right? Like if it only goes to whatever the all-time high was, you're still going to make a bunch of money, right? Like I think it got up to like 200, right?
Yeah, 2 something.
2 something, yeah. So Stock X, baby. Okay, all right. We over there doing some cross promotion. A safe bet with Final Fantasy number 1. Absolutely.
Oh, right. That's a safe bet. Yeah. 23 is a good buy-in for that, bro.
But to go back to the music thing, I mean, what artist would you want to drop NFT exclusive?
Well, I did see Mario. I don't know if y'all know. You know Mario, right? Y'all know Mario?
Yeah, Mario, the
singer. I know he recently, him and Chris Brown, they've been talking about their NFT project that they're supposed to be dropping. I know in the past, Tory Lanez did an exclusive album as an NFT, and that did really well. And he was like super hype about it. And that was exclusively just NFTs, and I appreciated that. As far as like, I like a lot of artists, to be honest, man. I like a lot of music. So if I wouldn't go into no bidding wars with no NFT music though. I ain't in no bidding wars stage. Like it would have to be something light. But
I want an OVO owl. That's what I want. I don't even care about
that's not music though. That's like that would go back into collectibles though.
Right. I mean, I guess because a lot of the stuff, yeah, like for the artist, unless they're major, only dropping it as an NFT or having it access would mess up your radio distribution. It would mess up a lot of. It would kind of limit a lot of what you could do.
Right.
Yeah, there was someone told me about like a music NFT thing called like Stickmen Toys or something like that, and they're partnered with like Bose, and you're supposed to get like a physical like toy thing with like a speaker on it with like 30 seconds of music attached to it, like as a utility thing. So if you get the NFT, you get that, and I think each one is like an exclusive one-of-one toy. Maybe I don't know. I was literally told about this like 12 hours ago, so I'm like, I just did a little bit of research. But it seems kind of cool. But the issue is like the music, I don't think it's tied to any artist. It's just kind of like non-copyrighted, just kind of generic music. It sounds all right, but at least it's hard because like the music industry, especially over the last like 5-6 years, has gotten like really anal about like copyrights and stuff. Like you look at any streamer on like Twitch, YouTube, anything like that. If you guys play any music that's copyrighted, get copyright struck. Like they're really on it because they know people have been finding loopholes to listening to their music for years or like literally decades. At this point. Yeah. Even since like LimeWire and shit, like, you know, LimeWire a long time ago, but it's like people are getting music. People have been getting free music for a long time. So music NFTs, it's good. I think there would just be a lot of hoops to jump through. And I think, I don't know, maybe music, I'm not sure who owns like the license or who owns like the rights of like artists that have like passed away. So it's like, I'm not sure how that'll play out. So if we get like Michael Jackson or like Mac Miller Mac Miller, like those guys, like what would happen if, you know, we get their music, like who owns the rights to them, or if like who keeps getting paid? If they have estates established, then they would. And then probably whoever was like signed in the other half of the contract of ownership. So like probably their producer would then get that, depending on how they set up the royalties. But I mean, for me, a lot of the appeal for music NFTs are kind of like how collectible NFTs are, where like it's really the utility that you gain from them, like being able to access after parties or secret events or things like that. That's going to make it better because you don't really need an NFT. One thing I will say is artists NFTing their music is more secure than a copyright because it's irrefutable that you own it, you know, that it belongs to you. But besides that, there's no real reason to like.
Well, again, it goes back to, I think it's the exclusiveness though, right? I think if it's like, for instance, like when they did the Whitney Houston NFT drop, like they did a Whitney Houston, like they did pictures that like people never seen of Whitney Houston before, like back when she was in prom and stuff like that. So I guess it depends on the fandom too. Like if you're a real fan of
Right.
this artist and they drop in like very exclusive pictures or like songs that were never released, like I think those things would get me for sure hype about like, yo, I want to buy this NFT because I and only a few people would ever own it. And I think that's like even with Veve, right? Is the amount of these collectibles that we're getting that we're like, yo, this is dope, bro. Only 1,000 of us are gonna own this SR Spider-Man, or you know what I mean?
So Crypto Tony hits us with a question: what if the utility of the OVO Owl was 30% off merch and day early downloads for albums? That's tight.
Well, there you go. That is fire. I ain't even gonna lie.
Right.
Boy, Crypto Tony, boy, you better tweet. You better
tweet Drake.
Boy,
tweet Drake.
That's
Real Talk says, is the UR Steamboat Willie closer to its bottom? What do you think, BB Vibes?
I want to be an optimist about a lot of the stuff that's happening in the market, but like we need some serious catalysts in order for like the market to really take off.
Right.
And to be honest, I think we're still not completely sure how much damage the fake gem thing happened in January. Like I think there's legitimately millions of gems that just got artificially injected into the market. And so that kind of caused a lot of disbelief in the community and then all that stuff. And so I don't know, like we really need Veve and the licensors to start advertising Veve. Licensors need to start giving utility to the NFTs.
Right.
We need crypto to NFT.
Yeah.
Like, getting MCP will be cool. Don't get me wrong, like master collector points and all that stuff, but that's just going to help the current people on the app just invest a bit more. But I feel like with the prices, with the way they are now, like people would already be putting in money. Like, oh, now the MCP's here. I'm going to just put in 10 grand that I just been waiting on. It's like, you would have already put in 10 grand a while ago with the way prices are now. It's like,
and also like, so one thing that's been kind of talked about a little bit, what you laughing at, Tony, get the homie?
I'm just thinking about like I'm thinking Crypto Tony. I'm thinking about like how Steamboat Willie be dancing, his ass shaking.
Yeah.
He talking about I'm about to buy him if he keep teasing me. And I'm just I'm thinking about
Steamboat Willie.
I'm like,
Steamboat Willie's ass.
Yeah,
he's the twerk team. He's the twerk team captain. That's Steamboat Willie. He's like,
I'm about to buy him if he keep teasing me.
Yeah, he not worried about the market. He worried about that shake. What that shake do? So Real Talk says he just wants independent artists. That would be tight. I think that would be real cool. There's a lot of opportunity for like Veve to really highlight more independent artists with a good size following in the app, whether it's music or otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
What was before LimeWire? Let's see if you know.
Before LimeWire?
Yeah. Someone down said Napster, but I think like the really old school way how you would do it is you would get a cassette recorder. Then like when your favorite song played on the radio, you would record it, and then boom, you got music that way.
Cassettes. That's what was before LimeWire. Cassettes, my dude.
Cassettes.
Yeah, we used to do that a lot.
Crypto Tony says utility and gamification will be the biggest thing to hit the NFT space when mass adoption happens. Yeah, absolutely.
That's a fact.
I agree wholeheartedly. I also think too that some people are talking about how like Marvel doesn't need to airdrop because they're trying to make money and people will pay for their stuff. But we forget that like airdrops is just the initial thing, but the secondary market is still where people will buy those airdrops because they're scarce.
That's
so
true.
Marvel still make money off the
airdrops. Yeah, off those resells. That's true.
It's kind of a weird. Someone was asking me earlier the other day too. Like, is there a way to could Veve or the licensors add more ways to get passive income through owning a set or like outside of renting? Like, is there a way for passive income? And I'm like, one way is kind of airdrops, right? Like it's just kind of giving it, and then you can sell that for 100 gems, 500 gems, 1,000, whatever the airdrop is or how rare it is. But, I'm not really sure, but
and I think too, like it doesn't have to be that they airdrop every set, right? Like it could be a thing where you have to own every Marvel character, and then you get like an airdrop a year or something like that, and that still would be something that long term, if you're on Veve anyway, would be dope for people.
So it would be. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, you go ahead, bro.
No, I said I kind of wish some NFTs or some licensors did more of a roadmap thing, kind of like what they did with Bat Cows, because that's initially why I kind of aped into it. Because I'm like, oh shit, we're gonna get utility every 58 days. We're gonna have something happen, guaranteed. apparently, and
Yeah.
on top of that, like the community aspect, like honestly, like the Gale and a bunch of other people like really aped me into it. I was like, this whole back out thing, I don't care. And like legitimately the day of, I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna buy 2. So I bought 1, and then it got to like the final 10 minutes. I'm like, I'm just gonna buy another one, whatever.
That's
I was like, whatever.
I got Tony get to own me into it, and because I got the early listing, and I really wanted to. I was like, I should get 2, but I'm like, man, $600. But I should have just gone in and got 2. So okay, what was before LimeWire? Let's ask in the comments. Let us know what you think. Could they make music, the music time sensitive to avoid copyright issues?
No, I don't want that to be time sensitive, though. Are you saying like you only can have the NFT for a certain amount of time? Is that what he's saying?
Yeah, maybe you have a certain amount of time, or maybe I would hate it if it only had so much time. Like, all right, you buy this music, you only get an hour to play it, and like you get an hour of playtime. Like, dude, that's terrible. Or maybe to avoid copyrights, like the artist just skips like every third word or whatever, to avoid copyright. Like,
that would be trash, because then you just
that would be trash.
File. Joey collects. Hey guys, what up?
Veve collects.
Yo.
Veve kids, let's go.
I love that.
About the younglings. About the younglings.
Young stars. Yeah, Veve love the kids. Drop the top and let the sun shine in. You guys remember that song?
Oh yeah, that's my man. The bald head dude.
What's his name? Trick Daddy.
Oh yeah, that is Trick.
Yeah. Trick love the kids.
That's Trick Daddy.
Trick Daddy and CeeLo Green.
CeeLo Green, that's why. Yeah, I was thinking of him. See, bald head. Oh, okay, I was right. Okay, CeeLo Green was on that.
NFT that moment right there.
I'll buy a Trinidad James NFT when they come out with one. I'll buy one of those.
Young Trini, you can keep that. I don't want that shit. You can keep that shit.
I would want
like I don't want
Major NFT. That's what I would want.
Who?
Major Lazer.
I think
Major Lazer. Or E40 if you're from the West Coast.
E40, yeah, he has hella shit he get NFT. He always be rocking chains and stuff. Just a 40 water chain.
Yep.
I wish that they could leave sound in the comments, because I'd be like, do your best E40 impersonation. Joey collects. Do you think Batman Black and White set 1 will be the most valuable in Veve? I'll leave that to y'all.
The set as a set, I think so.
Yeah.
If we're not talking one of one sets like Walt, because Walt is a one of one set. Same thing with Spider-Man, Secret Rare Spider-Man. Right? That's a 5-thing set, but
so that would be Walt versus all of Black and White.
I think Walt would still beat it.
I don't think so.
And my first long term, I don't know. We'll see.
Little beef.
We'll see. Well, I'll remember this conversation 3.5 years from now.
We're not gonna bet on it. We're not gonna bet like Crypto Tony and Veve.
No, I'm not gonna bet on
that.
The original set is just so weird. I will admit that the fact that they all have the weird like FE tag kind of helps, because that's like the only like misprints that we have with Veve, where things just like it's just not what it's supposed to be.
Yeah, that's true. They'll fix that. That was Crypto saying that Condom Moist. He was saying that Mickey Mouse had him.
About
Steamboat Willie getting him excited, bro. He freaky. That's that
Diamond said, "Let's go." I remember hitting record on the tape deck, making cassettes. Yeah, that was the jam. Just stealing music as a youngling.
Stealing music. Listen to Jock Jams.
Jock Jams.
Jock Jams on my Walkman.
Do you guys remember the box?
Huh?
Do you guys remember the box?
Yeah.
How you could just call in and order music videos?
I didn't know you was actually ordering. I thought it was kind of like MTV, but it was just like a station where they just show all music videos. I didn't know people.
The only reason I know you could call in and order is because my sister was in the Hansons and she called in 7 times in a row on one of our friends' mom's credit cards.
Your daughter older than you? I mean, your sister older than you?
Nah. I got 2 younger sisters and 2 older brothers.
I think Jermaine Rogers and Marvel Mighties will have the most utility.
I could see that. Well, because they're already talking about the Labbit verse, right?
Mm-hmm. where you can like breed them and shit, or I don't know how that's gonna work. Because I remember Veve not necessarily like shut it down, but they just said like, look, just because artists say they want things to happen doesn't mean it's gonna happen. Because he really wanted breeding labbits and stuff, which is maybe not a Veveverse thing, but if you could, with interoperability, if they do something else, I don't know. Who knows? But
Reese was like, I mean, that's a possibility. I can't really do Reese's accent at all. I can't do Australian at all. It's New Zealand.
They from New Zealand, Australia. They damn near the same thing.
Oh, don't do that. They're gonna hate you. So Crypto Tony says the Bat Cows dropped hella utility roadmaps and already had holders change the storyline on a comic, and literally no one cared. I still like them though. I mean, it's not that nobody cares. I don't think it's that like we haven't seen the release of the comic book that we voted on. We haven't even got the results yet. So like I wasn't even gonna vote at first, but then I was like, you know what? Why not? And so they make it super easy.
Yeah,
so
it is really quick. I didn't purposely. I just forgot to vote on the first one, and the second one it was like the name. And I picked what's it called, like Beneath the Bat Cave or whatever. That's the one I picked because that one just sounded better. The other one was like Legacy of the Cow or something. I'm like, that just doesn't sound cool. I'm like, Beneath the Bat Cave. Everyone's like, dude, what's beneath? You got you got the mansion, you got the Bat Cave, and then what's beneath the Bat Cave?
Right.
You're
like the Bat Sewer.
The Bat. Bat Sewer.
Trick. Oh, okay. He talking about Trick Daddy. Wait, it is Trick Daddy.
He's from 305, so he's gonna say Trick.
Trick love the kids. He did. Yeah, I was tripping. Yeah. I think the Powerpuff Girls set will be the most expensive set. Why? Because of Donnie, real talk?
I don't think so.
I don't know. Because Donnie won't be more valuable than Walt long term, I don't think.
I don't think so. I don't think Powerpuff Girls is dope, but I feel like it had a certain decade. Like I feel like outside of that decade.
Yeah, and I think it's really getting carried by the fact that it just has super low mints. Like Veve even admitted, like the early days of Veve, they're just experimenting with mint numbers. They were just like, in hindsight, they were like, yeah, we realized we dropped like the mints on the Powerpuff Girls were just way too low. Just
too low.
There was no
mostly because like Pod didn't sell out for like months, and they're just like, all right, I guess this isn't doing as well as we thought. Let's lower the mint numbers. And same thing with Marvel Comics. They did 60,000, and
was it only 50? I thought it was 100.
No, it was 60,000.
Oh, okay.
There's 48,000 commons, and then it goes on from there. But
yeah. So Austin Grew heard about your stream from Vibes last night and subbed you.
Let's
those
go.
Man Toys NFTs. Let's go. Our it's like free Bat Cow. One of the utilities is access to future Warner Records NFT projects. Ooh. All right, not financial advice. I'm gonna check out those Stickman Toy NFTs if they're still dropping them or available.
I don't think it's happened yet. I think it's going to happen later this month. I think that's what Austin said. But he told me about it last night, and then I was chatting about you guys. I'm like, you guys were just too funny, And I think, and honestly, like, I think that's one thing a lot of people don't realize is like, if you want to make content on Veve, like, just do it. Like, not everyone needs to be a technical analysis person or a collector. Like, dude, I don't collect shit. Like, I've never collected a physical thing other than literally the HRO cards that I bought 2 months ago. I never collected shit. I was always just flipping online, doing stuff, but it's like, we need people that are funny because the market's going to be dead. Like there's times where I'm just like, dude, I can't talk about shit. Like I've been saying for 3 months straight, like market's down. But like, people just want to have fun, talk about other projects, have fun. Like we need people like y'all. And one of the reasons we were saying like, we like to have people on and stuff like that. But one of the things that we went into this with, and anytime we even have like pre-recorded content, like if I pitch an idea or Tony pitches an idea, we're like, are you excited about this? Like, you know what I mean? Like, are you excited to talk about this? Not because it's the most astounding information, but because if we're not excited, we're probably not going to have fun talking about it.
Right. It's just going to be political.
Yeah, so we're trying to have people on. Love your vibe. Like, one of the things I like about your channel, when you're going through stuff, like when people be putting up some bullshit ass comment, you'll just be like, I don't know what that is. Anyway,
I'm just like, I don't know what that shit is. I'm just gonna keep moving. Like, I don't know. And no offense, like I love Randy Chavez. I love a lot of the other streamers, but sometimes like I put up a comment, I have to wait like 35 minutes for like my comment to get read. So I used to stream on Twitch. I used to actually play Hearthstone. I used to stream on Twitch. I actually did pretty well on that. Right. But I would always try to keep up with chat because that one thing that was a pet peeve of mine is like I put in a chat and the guy doesn't get to it or the girl or whatever the streamer is doesn't get to it for like 30 minutes plus. And I'm just like, I'm not going to make I ask a question. I'm like, I'm not going to wait here for 30 minutes. read answer my thing. It's like I could go have lunch, take a shit, and come back, and you still haven't read my thing. So it's like,
I mean,
whatever. It's
and
like
even with this, like, you know, as more people get on, it'll be tougher to keep track, but we try and keep it moving, you know, just because like it is fun to like, you know, feel like you're part of it. Like I know when I'm on, when like BB Vault will say something about something I said, or even in your case, like I was on my way to work the other day when I was listening to your thing and you read off my comment. I was like, oh, okay, that's what's up. Yo, what up, J Rez?
Yes, go J Ski.
Yo.
Back. Crypto Tony says, okay, real question. Should I buy 2 bat cows or a Steamboat Willie?
2 bat cows or a Steamboat Willie? Steamboat Willie.
What you think? A UR, you saying?
You got to be talking about UR. Yeah, for sure. Steamboat Willie.
He buys a common Steamboat Willie. We're like, that's even
the same thing.
Steamboat Willie is cheaper right now, right? What's Steamboat? Yeah. I guess it would...
He, in my opinion, he's the best non-tagged NFT we have on the platform. So no like, FA, no FE. He's the best one we have on the app.
Big words.
And if you're getting 2 bat cows for the price of Steamboat Willie, you're probably not getting like a fire bat cow. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, you get one of those trash ones with like 4 different colors. None of the graphics match. Like all the materials. Everything is above like 50%. You're buying the bat cows that end up in the sewer below the bat cave. That's the
below the bat cave. Coming to DC Comics.
Sewer cows.
And plus, for me, like I believe in BV more than like the Bat Cow project, and that's just me personally. Though, like I bring that into the game, like you know how I'm gonna factor it in. Like, yo, I like what project do I believe in more? You know.
Yeah.
Plus, most of the utility comes from being the original buyer, right? Of the Bat Cows, you get all this stuff, but I thought if you buy it in the secondary market, you don't get those airdrops later. I still don't understand how that shit works.
You do.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. It's just whoever is holding it during that time period, like, and they snapshot like certain things. So like if you have it at a certain time, then you'll get whatever the next airdrop is. But if you sell it, you know, in a short amount of time or something like that, then you won't have access to it. Like for the people who flip their cows for like a $60 profit or whatever, that makes no sense to me because they're going to be airdropping for the next 2 years. So I might as well at least sell the things they airdrop. What's the name of your mic? VV Vibes, DJ Clarity?
I don't know. I bought this shit like 2 years ago. I can maybe find it on Amazon, but it's like a $50 mic. What I run is something called Voice Meter. It's a software program that you can use it to like make you voice sound, you know, lower or deeper or like more clear, stuff like that. So
you sound like a high pitched person, huh?
Let me turn on. Fuck you talking about? That's what I sound like. Who are you talking to? I would have to like restart my mic and do some stuff. So maybe one of these streams I'll like turn
no worries.
Bob, you brush my man off.
Oh, love his channel. The music calms me sometimes. Okay, it's real soothing.
Oh, that's why you got that backdrop and all that. You be playing therapeutic music, my guy.
Yeah, or like the music. It's just like non-copyrighted, like lo-fi music. I've always liked lo-fi music. I don't know. It's just chill.
Oh, so I get it. Okay, that's the vibe.
The lo-fi music.
Okay, that's the vibe.
Hey.
All right, bet.
I don't know about that. I hit up Rob's stuff on Pudding. Okay, I believe you.
Oh, he did what? I was blanked out. What did he say?
He hit up Rob's stuff on Pudding, like pudding cheeks, or just like pudding, like the dessert.
Yeah, like
I'm beyond confused. I'm discombobulated by that comment.
He a little old because he was saying like what came before Napster. You know, he was born in the 60s.
It's like the hippie movement.
Yeah, back when gas was 14 cents a gallon. You get burger fries and a Coke for a nickel.
Oh my God, I would kill for that.
Diamond said, I like pudding for no reason.
I hit up Rob.
You know, Rob stuff, he like pudding.
I said, hey, Rob, you should probably put pudding on your channel. Sell it.
Yeah.
You guys on his sport on the bottom of his channel.
Oh, down below where you get the little ticker that shows all the content guys that you're trying to like support. So subscribe and follow us on Twitter, Tony get the omen, it says VV vibes. Is that everyone? Or I guess it's just your guys' names and then whoever's the guest. So I think that's what they mean.
Yeah,
I know Rob Stuff puts on like every VV content creator, which is of course nice of him. But I think you guys just have it set up where it's just YouTube plus whoever the guest is, which I think is fine.
Whoever people are watching. I mean, like, I'm down to put everybody on there, but it seems it would be kind of confusing if they'd be like, "What?"
It's getting. Yeah, and it's getting to the point now where there's so many VV content creators. It's hard to follow them all. Like I'm legitimately, or sub to probably like 30 plus channels.
Right.
Like, and there's just so many of them. It's hard to keep up with, especially if you're making content and like,
right.
You try to make enough time to watch other people. Like I watch that shit. Like when I'm going to the gym, I play on like ×2 speed. I'm at the gym. I'm like working out. I'm just trying to get through the content. If I could do ×4 speed, I would, but YouTube won't let me.
And also like, some with us. So there's some cats who are not, their channel isn't VV Bros, but they have a couple videos titled VV Bros, and then there's also a VV Bros in the VV app. So people will sometimes VV Vault thought that like I was the VV Bros in the app and was like, man, I seen your collection, and we were like, that's not us. We got different ones.
Y'all got 25 SR Spider-Mans. Shit.
Why are we even on here right now? We don't.
Yeah. So at least for you, I have a question for you guys. What do you think is there something about VV in the near future you guys are excited about? And is there something about VV that kind of scares you? Something that was either like recently announced or something that you're like, all right, I hope this happens, but if it pans out this way, it could be kind of bad. I like to try and view things from both sides instead of just being moon boy constantly.
Go ahead, Tony, get the homie.
Honestly, for me, I'm starting to become a person that can buy and forget, so I'm getting to the point where I'm happy with what I have. Anything else right now that they're dropping that's cool is a bonus. I think that would be my answer to your question, is that I'm excited about any other collectible that I can add to the things that I'm already at a point where I can kind of forget about them and not be tripping. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So that's kind of where I'm at with it.
You're excited about having stuff?
I'm excited about like what I have already, and I'm excited about like the potential growth that the things that I have. Because I'm not worried about like selling or anything right now. I'm in a good place. Because a lot of people be stressing, you know what I mean? They'd be like, yo, I should flip this door. I'm at a good place with VV, and I feel happy with the things that they already been doing, right? With MTL and all the things that they promised, and it's starting to come to a light. So it's just making me more. That's what's exciting me about the things that I already have, and knowing that the potential value that it will have.
You're excited about the growth of the vault that you have.
Yeah. Exactly.
Sounds like there's a period of time where you're probably doing a lot of chasing and you're just glad that's over.
Yes,
you were chasing stuff and you were just like anxious about like, I got to flip this and sell that. But like now you're like, I'm content with what I have. Any extra shit, comics or collectibles is just a bonus. So cool. I like that.
Exactly.
Oh yeah. I love that. What about something that you're nervous about? Like that if VV did, you'd be like, oh, I don't know. Where's this project going?
See, I don't know. I don't think it's anything that I'm nervous about, because I still feel like we don't have no mass adoption yet, right? I think it only can go up from where we are. Like, it's still so many people that don't know about NFTs, let alone VV, that I feel like I'm not nervous. I'm excited. It's nothing that I'm nervous about, really, because I mean they meet in the things that they said they was going to do, So
I'm with it.
So, how about you?
So that I love the question.
Great question, Vibes.
I am so excited about gamification. I'm excited about a few things. I'm gonna list them off. So gamification and utility. I'm excited for some of these collectibles to become access keys to other experiences, because I think a lot of people haven't seen it yet, so they don't think it's there. They're like, oh, this is speculation. And it's like, the model that David Yu is setting VV up as is Ready Player One. And Ready Player One, from education to straight up games, is about gamification and engagement. So that's really exciting to me. I think the VVverse is going to change everything about how we think about these things, because right now it's just a marketplace. And I've never personally been super excited about a store. But if you have like a theme park where I can go to and do shit and buy stuff, now I'm pumped. I'm excited about VV Land. That's one of the reasons why I've been very, very bullish on the Master Collector program, is because if a lot of this stuff is retroactive, then, and they talked way early on in an AMA about how the first invites to land are going to be based on where you are rank and level in the MCP program, then I need to collect stuff. I need, whether it's sets or whether it's just stacking uncommon comics for the most points. Like, I want to be prepared because I don't want to miss the opportunity to be one of the first 1,000, 10,000 people invited to the VV City land. That's going to be ridiculous to say, hey, I own real estate in the first VV city in this whole universe, especially 3 years, 5 years, 10 years down the line, when there's planets that people can go to that are Star Wars, Disney, all that stuff in the VVverse.
I can see you calling it Sajin City. If you own a city, be like Sajin City. Sajin City.
Saiyajin.
Saiyajin, that's what it is. Saiyajin City.
Saiyajin City. Okay.
Sorry, you're gonna say something?
So you're excited about like what VV is going to do like in the future, like what they've been talking about.
I'm excited about the promise from David Yu's mouth is that the marketplace is cool, but the marketplace is going to be the gift shop of the VVverse. So really, we haven't even seen the product that is VV. Like, we're looking at a tire on a car. We haven't seen the vehicle yet. So for me, I'm excited about the VVverse because the VVverse is what I grew up on. We talked a little bit before we got on the stream with VV Vibes about just like games and things that we play. And games as an industry is bigger than almost all the other entertainments combined. And games, even if people aren't considered gamers, are still people are still affected by them. So like, I have like my ex-girlfriend's family is from a small town. And when I say, okay, do you like video games? They say no. But I go, what do you call Farmville? And they're like, well, that's not a game. I just like messing with my farm. And you're like, that is a game though. It's a game 100%, because you're trying to get accolades. You're trying to accomplish things. You're trying to show people things.
Who didn't know that was a game? Who didn't know that
most
was a game?
people don't think of things in terms of games. Weight Watchers is a game, right? You have points of what you eat. And then at the end of it, you get rewarded because you get to know, hey, I didn't go over my points. It's all gamification.
Yeah, a lot of stuff has gamification, and like you said, I mean, people out in probably Pumpkin Nuts, Wyoming, don't know that Farmville is a game or whatever. But I mean, I bet you a lot of parents know what Robux is, Robux or whatever it is for Roblox, because their kids use it. They're like, I mean, VV Vault's kid does. Like his VV Vault's kid. I know VV Vault plays games, but he's like, dude, my kid will do anything for Robux. Like he'll win a drop, and then he's like, all right, give me 20 Robux, and then he'll just do it. And so he gets the collectible, and it's like, it's interesting. So it's like we're all affected by gamification, and I do think, and I've said this before, I do think like professional gaming will probably overtake professional sports. I think in like 10 years, like it might overtake like, possibly like football and stuff like that. I mean, because to be quite honest, like a lot of the kids are growing up with games, Xbox, PC.
Say that one more time. Say that again.
What? Professional gaming is going to overtake professional sports in like 10 years?
That's cat.
Oh, 100%.
No, that's not 100%.
No, 100%.
100%.
Hey, how much is the NFL worth versus the gaming industry?
That's one.
I don't know off the top of my head, but it's a lot of money.
I'm trying to say to Tony, like, if you think
that's one sport though. One sport. Yeah, I know gaming is
all of them. Gaming is worth more than every sport
combined. Combined.
It's worth more than the movie industry.
I know movie and music industry. I know that for sure.
It's worth more than all sports combined.
No, I never seen that. Google
Look
that.
It up. Look it up.
You made the statement. You look it up. That's bullshit.
No, it's true.
I'm calling your bullshit, so you gotta.
It's true.
No, bro.
I think sports is still great.
You gotta think about football too, man. Soccer, bro.
Yeah. Okay, but like internationally, like I mean, soccer is just freaking huge. Everyone plays it. Anyone can kick around a leather ball in 2 posts, 2 trees. Like that's all you need for soccer. But football, you need to have a stadium and pads and all that stuff. But with professional sports, I think we're getting to the point now where kids can probably resonate or kind of connect to or enjoy a professional video game event like League of Legends or something like that, because they watch their favorite guy play their character and they're like, oh, I can do that. It's really hard, but I can see them do something that's within my capability. You know, when you watch a 6'5" linebacker for whoever, then it's like, it's cool because they can do stuff you can't, but it's like, I can't do it. Like, it's nice to watch, but like, and that's another thing. Like, a lot of game companies rely on professional athletes or professional gamers to do stuff. Like, that's why, I don't know if you guys have played League of Legends, but like the most popular characters always have like 400 skins because they know everyone wants to play them. Yeah. Everyone likes to play those characters, and it's so easy to monetize. And it's like, you know, I really think in the future, you know, more and more kids is like, basically, unless you're an athlete or you're raised to, you know, be an athlete or enjoy sports and stuff, like you're probably gaming in some way. Or
I mean, and the difference between, say, like any, like you said, like with any sport is if you have an internet connection, you can game.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Pretty much. You know,
you can game, and
you can be a fan without having to.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah. And I mean, you know, look at Twitch and all that. Like, you could just, are you just showing a black shirt?
Well, I'm talking about just jersey sales.
Jersey sales.
I was like, yeah, the invisible.
Yeah, jersey.
you know, I'm nice in charades. You know, I'm nice in charades.
Why Veve Vibes just?
Yeah, because he
doing squat. I'm repping my. I don't know if you can see. I'm repping my horde.
No, hell no, we can't see.
Oh, okay, there it is.
Here. What's that?
So let's get to some of the. Okay, so good stream.
Run through these questions.
What up, Jeff? Let's get some of these questions in. Subbed, appreciate you so much. He just got his 4th Aston Martin secret rare today. Wow, you're a baller.
Damn, we got 4 of them things.
4. I mean, they're relatively low. They're only double what they came out as right now. So.
What if you had like the 7 mint versions though? He's like, I got over 50% of the 7 mint versions.
Oh, that would be insane. I would be like, get off the stream and run for no reason. Take your phone. Real Talk says, I'm nervous about. So the question was, what are we excited about for the future, and then what's something that might make us nervous? I'm nervous about Veve not allowing complete ownership. And I'm excited about the Veve verse. Hell yeah.
Yeah, I kind of piggyback off of that because I do think it does make me a little bit nervous that Veve can change the NFTs. You know, they mess up and they fix it. I think that's fine. But, you know, when they change the FE tags or FA tags, that kind of does innately change the value. I don't. I've told the story before, but like when they released the whole FE tag like article update, they didn't have any of the golden moments on there. Like the first like 4 or 5 hours the article was released, it didn't say. It didn't say that the car, what was the other ones? The car and like both the statues, so like the Avenger statue and the Mickey hat. So I thought those were exempt, and I was gonna buy a golden moment anyway. So I was like, all right, cool. Like I was meaning to buy a Mickey hat anyway, so I bought one for like $4,400 at the time. And then sure enough, like 2 hours later, people on the Discord were like, yeah, you know, the article update, dude, it sucks, that Mickey hat. I'm like, what are you talking about? It's not in the article. They're like, oh yeah, it is. I'm like, what are you talking about? So I would double back, and sure enough, it was. They then put it on the article like 5-6 hours later, and then they put the tag on it later. I'm like,
that's crazy.
And of course it nosedived, and then there was the second golden moments that was announced like a week later, so double nosedived. And I'm like, oh. So that's the only thing I'm kind of nervous about is like, I don't think they're intentionally doing it to like screw us over or anything like that. But if they do make a mistake and they can change it, or if the licensor wants to do something, maybe they have to do a certain change. I don't know. So that's the one thing that does make me a little bit nervous.
Yeah.
But other than that, all the other stuff I'm excited about. I do think. As Veve gets more successful, I think licensors are going to be compelled to like add utility and stuff to the NFTs because they want more sales. They want people to trade and rent them and all that stuff. So
and a lot of that display data is the cosmetic element of that's non, you know, of the non-fungible thing, right? Like the actual code is the non-fungible part, and then the aesthetics of it can change, which I think you know, I get why people are like, what the hell? What this defeats the purpose, but. I don't know. Real talk. I don't know Lady of Rage. I hope she's in the stream. Hello. I'm not dating her, and she's not my ex. So
I wouldn't date nobody named Rage.
I mean, I don't know. There might be a fire in her heart. You never know.
I was gonna say something crazy. I forgot you know what I mean? It's YouTube.
Something spicy, I bet.
Yeah, your daughter be watching.
That's when I caught myself.
4 jalapenos, 4 Saiyajins. Brendan Z. Hey, yo, what up, gang? What up?
What up, my guy?
Coming in on the towards the end of the stream. We got another 10 minutes in. Brendan Z. Oh, wow. 007 gang. Wait, do you have number?
He not gonna say it if he ain't gonna say it. Or you think he got number 5?
007 gang 5 or V? I don't know.
5.
I don't know if that's a Roman numeral for 5, like he owns 5.
I like it.
I know.
That Tarzan PFP look dope. They're making me want to get one now.
Yeah,
I got the gold one. I like it. I like the gold one.
The gold one is
I think I got that on drop.
That's one I
Okay,
got.
Jeff Weibo just subbed to the kids. Let's go.
Let's go.
I see you, Jeff.
Out here subbing.
Go.
Love. That's the algorithm. Also sub to Veve Vibes if you haven't already. And
my man Vibes, bro. That boy be making he be lighting candles, playing music. That boy, you know what I mean? With the
lighting candles, scented candles and shit.
Wine. Get a little wine going.
I'm gonna light one up in the air for y'all boys. Hell yeah, light one right now.
Light one.
Yeah.
Even though Florida got that dookie, y'all ain't smoking. You know y'all got dookie. That dookie one time for.
Oh my god!
Oh my god! Of course you got one. That's crazy. Wow, Brendan, that's nuts, man. Y'all the realest. Aldro, thank you so much.
You know we real. You know we try to be real.
Cheers to y'all. So yeah, we're about to wrap it up. Is there anything that you want to?
Well, real quick, did we miss a few people though? Real quick, I don't want to.
Nah, I didn't. I mean,
I don't think so. There's Palace Journey.
We missed this.
I will say this.
You said that.
Don't forget Wonder Woman FA, Nick Fury comic, Timon and Pumbaa. Timon and Pumbaa's hella cheap right now. It's insane.
Yeah.
And then we said this too.
So I'm gonna hit you. No, I haven't seen that.
Yeah, when you hit this one, have you seen it?
I've seen him before. He's pretty good. It's just one of those content creators. It's hard to keep up with. He doesn't post, like every other day or every day like some of the other content creators. So it's kind of hard to catch him. I
met Dino at the DCon event, and I mistook him for you.
Yeah, he said someone asked me. I'm like, were you like not wearing your glasses or something? Or
yeah, he wasn't.
Oh, okay. So
and I was like, oh yeah, no, I like your stuff, man. Veve Vibes, and he's like, no, that's the other person. I was like,
it's the other bald bearded dude.
My bad.
That's who you mistaken him for, Veve Vibes?
Yeah.
Damn, that's right. I do remember that. I was right next to you when you did it.
So low key insult, but it's okay. I'll take it.
Nah, y'all are dope. If I mistake somebody for another dope person, that's what it is.
Also, Journey. He said, "Shit, low key, my French bulldog meant to comic tomorrow." I seen him.
That was Journey.
You seen that?
I did.
When someone had a dog.
Yep.
Trying to win a drop.
That's crazy.
That was animal cruelty a little bit. I'm just saying.
That was animal cruelty. Animal labor laws.
The dog was just like
start the protest.
Yeah.
Ooh, gang is here. Hell yeah, Veve Arcade.
My guy.
Veve Vibes. Have you been on Veve Arcade's game show?
I still gotta get
not the game show, but I've been on his streams shooting the shit. Complaining about Disney and Hollywood and Marvel and how they let's just say they could use better writers and directors. Let's say that in Star Wars and stuff.
100.
They be having them hard ass questions.
If they're in Blade, if there's not people getting beheaded, I'm gonna be upset.
It'll be trash and ass.
Trash,
gas, and ass. So Veve Vibes. I'm gonna leave you with the same question you asked us. What is something that you're very excited about? What's something that you're nervous? I mean, you already said the nervous part, but what's something
the nervous part
you're really excited about?
I think the part I'm excited about is it's a bunch of things. First off, it's like we still have new content creators coming in and making content, which I think is awesome. Because even when I started back in like November, December-ish, whatever, there wasn't a lot of us. And I think it's the content creators that keep making content throughout the lows, I think, that are going to be rewarded the most. Not just because you stuck around, but also all the stuff Veve has. Like, I do think as Veve keeps being successful, and the way I position Veve, like I remember talking to my uncles the other day for the first time in a while. And they're like, "Oh, what are you doing?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm doing like NFT investing." I didn't dig into the NFT at all. I didn't dig into blockchain. All I said was like, I'm like, look, these companies, Vive's partnering with these companies and they're selling digital assets. like digital collectibles, whatever it is.
Yeah, right.
And those companies are happy because they can release old stuff that they did 10, 15, 20, 30 years ago and keep making money. Every time it exchanges a hand, it makes money. Because when Marvel Comics comes out with a comic tomorrow, they only get the money once when they sell it to a comic book shop. And then when that guy sells it to someone else, they don't see any of that money. So Marvel Comics, DC, Disney, Star Wars, like they're all incentivized to keep making these NFTs. And then if they want more people to buy them or have a better reason for the prices to go up, they give them utility, right? Like, oh, wow, these comics are doing really well. These digital collectibles, they make it free money. Like in all honesty, like most of the time they already have the 3D assets because it's usually a physical collectible or whatever. Like they don't have to deal with shipping. They don't have to deal with distribution. They don't have to deal with the artists. They don't have to deal with any of that stuff because it's not physical. It's all digital.
Right.
So it's like they're just incentivized. I'm like, so this is why companies and like everything's being digitized, right? And like people collect all kinds of shit. Like people collect cards and magazines. People collect Michael Jordan's underwear with a skid mark on it. Like people collect anything and everything. Like people will buy anything if the IP is popular enough, which is why it's like if I'm buying a digital collectible, it's not stanky. It's Disney. It's Star Wars. It's not.
It's not the shitty Jordan.
Like, I'm gonna have some Jedi draws.
Jedi drawers. So that's the way I position it. And my uncles, even though they're all boomers, they're all approaching 60, and they're like, oh, that makes sense. Like, okay, you can basically resell an old thing that did really well a long time ago. You can't reprint it. Like people don't want another old thing.
No.
But if they do it in a digital format, and a lot of the collectors, it's like imagine if Veve released the Pokemon cards, like that's another chance to get the first edition cards all over again because you already know what happened. It's almost like being transported back to 1990 and they come out with Pokemon cards. You're like, oh, I know this shit's gonna be worth a lot in 30 years, so I'm gonna buy them now. It's almost like another chance at it. So that's why I think it's going to be good for collectors.
Right.
And
that's hella tight. Well, hey, it's been awesome as hell having you on Veve Vibes.
Thanks for having me on.
Thank you everybody for being on the stream. We're going to be doing these every Monday and Friday. We may be having the Gale on this coming Friday, so stay tuned. We'll announce that. If you're a content creator on here, we definitely are down to come on your channel, bring the vibes. That being said, like the video, subscribe to the channel to support Veve Bros, and subscribe and like all of Veve Vibes content because he's dope. We'll have you on again, brother. Thanks for being on.
Yeah, man. Thank you, bro.
Appreciate it. Thanks for having me on.
Bro. And thank you for showing us your football helmet. That was fire. I like that.
That was sick. I'll show it again.
I like that. Hey. Yeah, let's go.
FA helmet, baby.
Turn on that truck stick. Like,
let me see that logo. Hey, let's go.
Yeah. See y'all when we're looking at you.
Yes, sir. Good night.